30 games down, 10 to go here in the 2024 Cape Cod Baseball League season. Tonight, the Bourne Braves take on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Hello and welcome into pregame Tomahawk Talk. I'm Adam Gotkin alongside Nathan Schwartz and Cam Manna. And Nathan, Bourne has had a lot of success against Hyannis so far this season.
You look back to the first matchup between these two teams, it was a tie, but Bourne played very well in that game after a rough couple of games to start off this year. And then the offensive breakout when Bourne went to McKeon Park at the end of June. 6 runs. That was Ethan Conrad's first game with the team. And then you go back to last Friday here at Dorn Park. The first of back-to-back shutouts on Redshirt Friday for this team. You had that standoff with Griffin Hugas and Aaron Savary. What a moment that was. And you only give up 1 hit with your pitching staff. That was arguably Bourne's best game of the summer.
And it was. And Bourne has arguably one of the best pitchers on the staff starting today in J.D. Thompson out of Vanderbilt.
Yeah, he'll make his second start of the summer. That last one against Katuitt back in the 14th where he was solid in 4 innings, 5 strikeouts. The control troubles have not been bad for JD overall. Commands the fastball very well, works very well on the mound, commanding left-handed pitcher, and is, I think, probably right now the most consistent starting pitcher the Braves have had now into that starting role. And tonight is a big bounce-back game for this pitching staff. 10 runs allowed last night against the Gatemen in a lot of back-and-forth baseball where Bourne did not play clean overall. So once again, it goes back to starting pitching. That's where Bourne has been able to start these rallies on the offensive side when their starters go a good 4 innings.
Well, you said it there. Bourne looking for a bounce-back start today and also looking for the offense to really get back into the swing of things. 5 runs last night, but this team hasn't necessarily had that big inning recently.
Yeah, it's been about a week really since that Hyannis game last Friday to where the offense really had everything click in 1 inning. There's been a lot of runs here and there. They've scored some insurance runs late via sac flies, a lot of runs on wild pitches as of late, but we're still waiting to see this offense fully get back on track and get those guys fully back into the swing of things. We've seen Chris Stanfield back at the top of this order. Maybe that could provide the spark that they need.
Well, it should be an interesting one. First pitch coming up at 6 p.m. Pre-game Tomahawk Talk continues on. Adam Gotkin here with Camden Kozel, head of Bourne taking on Hyannis. Cam, since we last talked, you committed to Arkansas. 2-part question here. First off, what are you most excited for about Arkansas, and have you let out a Woo Pig Suey yet?
I can't say that I've let out a ton of Woo Pig Sueys, but I have a couple of times. You know, it's something that is really unique to the culture down there, and I heard it a lot in Omaha growing up, so it's something that's always fun down there. Most excited about, I'm just excited to go and compete. It's definitely an Omaha-ready team. They have a lot of pitching coming back. I think they got 2 best arms out of the portal. So it's going to be a great team. A lot of great players on that team. Michael Loy, Nolan Souza. I think I'm in a room with Michael Anderson, who plays first base. So it's going to be a really, really talented team, and I'm excited to go play for it.
Last night you did something that I think I've only ever seen once before, and that was on a fly ball. You hit and broke a light. Have you ever done that before? What's the craziest thing you've ever broken with a baseball?
Broken with the baseball? I can't say I've broken too many things other than windows in my life with baseballs just at my house. But, yeah, that was pretty crazy last night. I fouled off, it was a slider, a backdoor slider with 2 strikes. And it went up, and I saw sparkling lights flying down from the heavens. So it was pretty weird. It was unique, but it was pretty funny.
You guys have the off day tomorrow. You've already been here for about a month and a half now. What's the best thing to do on an off day in Bourne?
Go fishing. I'll probably go fishing all day. We have some family friends that have a lake, and they have a couple kayaks and stuff. So it'll be just a nice, peaceful day of fishing, and probably spend it with some of my friends here.
And finally, before the off day, big game tonight. Just 10 games to go left. A little bit, maybe more of a kind of playoff feeling out now towards we get to the end of the season.
Yeah, things are getting heightened. There's a lot of things going on. You're just trying to win every game you can and win every inning, frame by frame and pitch by pitch.
All right, well, thank you very much, Cam.
Yep.
Adam Gotkin, now joined by Sean Brennan, beat reporter for the Bravos, before Bourne takes on Hyannis. And Sean, we're here at Dorn Park today for Hyannis. They've really struggled away from McKeon this season.
And it's really funny because they're the 3rd-place team in the West with a 17-11-1 record. But, yeah, they're 4-9 on the road this season. Their last road win came on July 9th against Harwich, obviously a team that's going through some struggles. So very, very strange. But the last time they came here about a week ago, it was a 6-0 Bourne win, so it checks out. And, yeah, this is an opportunity for Bourne to get back on track for a team that has really weirdly just not found a way to win on the road.
And for Hyannis to try and turn things around away from home, they're going to go with a brand new starting pitcher.
Yeah, Zay Gutierrez out of Angelo State, Division II, was in the Division II World Series a couple years ago, and he was very solid this year. Went about 81 innings, had around 74 strikeouts, 4.52 ERA, so very solid stuff. He was signed a couple days ago, and he's going to look to become a big part of this Hyannis rotation going down the stretch and look to get his first win today.
It should be an interesting start from him. And over to the Hyannis Bats now. They're a team that is known for what they can do getting on base.
Oh, yeah. Kane Kepley and Eric Snow, two of their guys that are top 10 in the league in on-base percentage. And as a team, Hyannis leads the league in that category. They're even better with runners in scoring position, so they're going to get their opportunities today. This is a Hyannis team that is very strong on offense, and all you have to do is get guys on base. They'll get it done with runners in scoring position. So J.D. Thompson, the starter for Bourne, is really going to have to limit the freebies that he gives up today.
Well, Sean, you mentioned this. Cam and Nate mentioned this earlier as well. The last time that Hyannis played here, Bourne shot him out, so maybe they can do the same thing. Well, first pitch coming up soon at 6 p.m. You don't want to go anywhere.
It's a West Division clash from Dorn Park as the Bourne Braves play host to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Thanks so much for joining us on a beautiful Sunday night here in Bourne. Alongside Cam Manna, I'm Nathan Schwartz. We've got to talk about this game yesterday for the Bravos, where you go to Spillane Field if you're this Bourne team, and the Gatemen did exactly what they've done to Bourne all summer long. That's get ahead and not look back.
And Bourne's had a lot of trouble so far this summer coming back in games. Yes, against the Gatemen in their other two meetings, Bourne down 6-0 back-to-back. They tied one of those matchups, but Bourne's played their best baseball from ahead. You go back to their 3-game win streak and this past 2-game win streak, Bourne got out to early leads in the first 2 innings. That's their brand of baseball, and it's tough to win a game when you're down on the road against a good team at Spillane Field. You're down early by 3-4 runs. Bourne had to play catch-up. It was a 2-run game, and Wareham just kept responding, and it was not enough for the Braves.
Bourne is now 0-3-1 against the Gatemen in the 2024 summer. And now today, looking to get a bounce-back performance, they turn to J.D. Thompson, who's been one of the most reliable starting pitching options for Bourne this year.
Consistent for the Braves. Goes 4 innings in his last start. Wasn't his best. He'll make his second start here today. Had a win out of the bullpen for the Bravos on a 1-1 record. Just a 3 ERA at the moment. Strikeouts, and there's not been a lot of walks for Thompson. And as Nathan alluded to, he's that confident and that type of guy that the Braves have relied on in their starting the pitching department that has been so different. You know, you look at this Braves whole entire rotation. Bo Bryans was great. He had to go. Ben Bybee was here for a little bit. Fantastic. Connor Wickerf to begin the year. And Thompson has turned into that 4th good starter the Braves have needed and currently still on the roster.
He's been great. You could argue if he had more innings, he could be an all-star for this Bourne team, who now have 7 all-stars. We'll talk about that a little later on. But now we turn our attention to today's game. And for Bourne, they've had a lot of success against Hyannis throughout the summer. They've won 2, they tied 1, this being the 4th of 5 matchups between the two teams. And an interesting nugget here, Hyannis has not won at Dorn Park since June 28th of 2022.
And they were 1-12-2 dating back all the way to 2019 as well. So a team that's had a lot of trouble winning here, but this isn't a bad Hyannis group. This Hyannis team is amazing at home this year. They're 13-2 at McKeon Park. They beat the Braves well from their home field, but these are 2 squads that have faced off in back-to-back years in the West Finals. A chance for that to happen again this year. It's weird to see a rivalry like this where Bourne has had good success and tougher success against other teams in the division, and a good team like Hyannis year after year has had trouble winning right here.
Let's see if history can remain true here today on a beautiful Sunday night from Dorn Park as the 12-15-2 Bravos take on the 17-11-1 Harbor Hawks. First pitch coming up in about 5 minutes. Stay with us here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
And now the starting lineup for your Bourne Braves. Leading off in center field, wearing number 9 from Louisiana State University, Chris Stanfield. Batting second, the shortstop from Wake Forest University, number 10, Merrick Houston. Batting third, the right fielder from Wake Forest University, number 5, Ethan Conrad. Batting fourth, the third baseman from Vanderbilt University, number 34, Braden Holcomb. Batting fifth, the DH from the University of Oregon, number 13, Chase Meggers. Batting sixth, the first baseman from Virginia Tech, number 19, Garrett Michelle. Batting seventh, the catcher from Florida Atlantic University, number 20, John Schroeder. Batting eighth, the second baseman from Coastal Carolina, number 21, Blake Barthel. Batting ninth, the left fielder from the University of Oregon, number 41, Mason Neville. Starting pitcher today for the Braves from Vanderbilt University, number 1, J.D. Thompson. Field manager for the Braves is Scott Landers, along with coaches Jared Salteromachia, Kevin Curtin, Tanner Sinicki, and Quinn Stromberg. Tonight's bat kids are Hunter Merriman and Lucas Drain. Tonight's umpires, Jacob Ashworth, J.C. Fernandez, and Marvick Gomez. At this time, fans, we ask you please rise for our national anthem. Tonight's national anthem will be sung by Michelle Boland, a music teacher at Bourndale Elementary School. She is the owner of Music of the Bay at 42 Holt Road in Buzzards Bay.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Tonight's first pitch will be thrown by Michael Cochran, who won the raffle at the Monument Beach Ice Cream Social last week.
What a night for some Sunday night baseball here in Bourne as the Bravos play host to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks for the third and final time here in 2024. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network alongside Cam Manna and Adam Gotkin. I'm Nathan Schwartz. Pleased to be bringing you all the action here tonight. Cam, J.D. Thompson getting the ball for the Bravos in his 5th appearance, his 2nd start.
And that last start on the 14th against Katuitt, 4 innings, was hit hard with 6 hits, but bared down with guys in scoring position, 1 walk on 5 strikeouts. So you look at him here. He had some long relief appearances out of the bullpen. Now gets that starting position that the Braves desperately need. Finding your 1, 2, 3 starters come playoff time, and Thompson so far has been that consistent number 1 for the Braves.
He has 14 strikeouts in 9 innings. He's been very efficient, and he's going to face a Hyannis order that is pretty much the same to what we saw last week here at Dorn Park. Kane Capley's going to lead off, the newest UNC Tar Heel. He's going to play right field. Alex Lodis, the shortstop out of Florida State, bats second. Michael Detallo had the lone hit for Hyannis in the last meeting between these two. He bats third and plays first. Eric Snow out of Auburn plays second and bats cleanup. Cannon Peebles, the DH out of Tennessee, bats fifth. Mason White plays the hot corner out of Arizona and bats sixth. Josh Tate, the Georgia Southern Eagle, in center field, anchoring that Hyannis outfield. He bats seventh. Jackson West, the backstop out of Florida State, he bats eighth. And Carson Bowles, one of the newer additions to this Hyannis lineup out of Arkansas, plays left and bats ninth. You see Kane Kepley digging into the box to begin for Hyannis. He's been one of the best on-base players in the Cape this summer. 7th among all Cape League players. He's got 32 walks, which is the most out of anybody by a long shot in the Cape. J.D. Thompson out of the wind. His first pitch in his second start right down the middle for strike number 1. And when we talk about J.D. Thompson, it's the 4-pitch mix of the fastball, the curveball, the changeup, and the slider. 0-1 up and into Kepley, who's hitting .229 across 29 games with Hyannis. He's been here since the beginning. 2 home runs, 16 RBIs, in addition to those 32 walks. Just transferred to North Carolina last week, and he pops one up here. Foul territory, Michelle and him nearly collide, but it's Michelle making the grab. 3 pitches, 1 out, as we take a look at the Bourne defense. From left to right in the outfield, Mason Neville, Chris Stanfield, and Ethan Conrad. Left to right in the infield, it's Braden Holcomb, Merrick Houston, Blake Barthel, and you just saw Garrett Michelle make that play at first base with John Schroeder out of Florida Atlantic doing the catching for the second time this summer. Alex Lodis out of Florida State stepping in now. A .293 hitter. First pitch fastball from Thompson, misses outside.
And 4 doubles for Lodis, and he's kind of been this usual 2 spot in this order for an offense that has looked really good on back-to-back nights.
Thompson loves to work fast, and he gets a swing and a miss on the 1-0 heater right there to even this count up. Thompson coming off a 2024 campaign, his sophomore year at Vanderbilt, where he had 14 appearances, 12 of them being starts, a .415 ERA in 52 innings, where the walk numbers and the strikeout numbers are very similar ratio-wise as they are here on the Cape. In the spring, he had 18 walks and 74 strikeouts. Here on the Cape, just 2 walks and 14 strikeouts. He's been very efficient and loves to find the strike zone, and he loves to get hitters to chase with that curveball.
And Tim Corbin talks about his ability to just keep it simple, loves to compete on and off the field, just a really good young man, and we've seen it here on Cape Cod, just even keel on the bump.
2-2 to Lodis. Fastball misses up and out. We'll have a full count here to Lodis, the shortstop. Just his 15th game with Hyannis. 5 extra base hits, 4 runs driven in. A .414 slugging percentage and a .328 on base percentage. And here's the 3-2. He lines it foul. This game means a lot more for Hyannis than it does for Bourne. While Bourne is trying to get back in the win column after the loss yesterday at Spillane Field against the Gatemen, Hyannis just 1 game back of second place in the West, 2 games back of first, as Lodis is going to draw ball 4 and get the first base runner of today's game. But Hyannis also, we talked about it in the Open, hasn't won here at this park in 2 years, and trying to just break their overall struggles against the Bravos.
And they've done a lot better here in this month of July. They slowed down in the early parts of this month, but 2-game win streak, back-to-back 6-0 wins, and then the 2 losses before that were by just 1 run. So competing at a high level right now is this Harbor Hawks group.
In the last game between these two, Hyannis didn't get a base runner till the 2nd inning. They get a 1-out walk here from Alex Lodis. Now Michael Datalo, who had the lone hit in that game last Friday here at Bourne Park, takes strike 1. Datalo in that one was 1 for 4. That was a 1-hitter for the Bourne pitching staff. The first shutout of the season for the Bravos. They had their second just 2 days ago here at Bourne Park. This pitching staff has been a lot better in the month of July. The starting pitching's been better. It's been way more consistent. The bullpen has completely turned its summer around. That was the biggest weakness of this team the first couple of weeks, and now you could say it's the biggest strength of this team.
And it's kept them in a lot of baseball games. It's let the offense come alive in some low-scoring wins. The Braves winning 4 5-run games.
0-2, ground ball just foul. Past the Hyannis third base coach. Coaches for the Harbor Hawks, Sean Riley, Ray Korn, Tanner Kuna, Mitch Carricker is their head coach as the Harbor Hawks come in at 17-11-1, third place in the West Division. The Gatemen in second at 18-10-1. Katuitt at the top of the division at 19-9-1. Thompson checking the runner at first. That's Alex Lodis. 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, did he go? No, says Marvitt Gomez, the first base umpire here tonight. J.C. Fernandez doing the third base umpiring, and Jacob Ashworth is behind the plate here on this beautiful Sunday night. Can't get much better than this. And both teams with an off day tomorrow. Now a 1-2 pitch from Thompson. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Thought for a second that Lodis was trying to go. He stays put at first as Thompson gets his first punch out here tonight.
And your biggest issue last night against the Gatemen was the big innings once again bothered this Braves bullpen, bothered their pitching staff. Wareham had last night 5 multi-run innings. That can't happen here tonight. And Thompson doing a good job not allowing back-to-back base runners on. You allow 1, you bounce back, now you have 2 down.
Eric Snow to the plate, the junior out of Auburn, transferring over from USF. You see him wearing that green helmet for the Bulls. And Snow has been one of the Harbor Hawks' best hitters so far this summer. He leads the team in average at .368. Also leads the Harbor Hawks in slugging percentage at an even .500, with 3 doubles, 2 homers, and 14 RBIs through 22 games. Snow had a home run yesterday against the Mariners, a 2-run shot in a win for Hyannis. They've won their last 2. They've been back and forth, playing about 500 balls since coming to Bourne Park last Friday on the 12th, where they lost 6-0. That was the worst offensive performance this summer for Hyannis, and you could argue one of the worst offensive performances by any team in the league at any point this summer.
And really tough for what they've brought to the table, but you still look at these last 4 games and 7 wins in your last 10. You have back-to-back wins where you're outscoring opponents 12-0, back-to-back shutout wins, so playing a lot better since that last Friday.
J.D. Thompson trying to get through this first inning with only allowing the 1 base runner. It's Lodis at first base. His 1-2 pitch to the plate misses inside on the changeup. John Schroeder, the battery with J.D. Thompson. It's the first time that those 2 guys are getting to know one another on the mound. This catching room just consisting of Chase Meggers and John Schroeder for the rest of the season. As Thompson throws over to first. Michelle has to come to a leap to keep that one from going all the way to the fence. And it's always dangerous on those pickoff throws because if it gets away from the first baseman, in this case Michelle, that runner could easily get to third.
A lot of room back there behind first base and way down the right field line.
Thompson checks with Lodis again. He's going to go to the plate on the 2-2. Snow holds up, and that's the second full count here in this top half of the first inning. The pitch count for J.D. Thompson climbing. This will be his 21st pitch coming up to Eric Snow. It'll be the 6th of this at-bat alone. As Kepley fouled out to begin the inning. Lodis with the 1-out walk. Datalo the strikeout. Thompson looking for a second. There goes the runner. He gets that second strikeout, and it's going to end the top half of the first. A great start for J.D. Thompson in his second start with the Bravos. And when we come back, it'll be Stanfield, Houston, and Conrad at the top of this Bourne order at Dorn Park.
Tonight's game balls were donated by Tracy and Steve Anzoni. Fans, welcome to Dorn Park on the campus of Upper Cape Technical High School. You'll notice some improvements to the fan areas of the field this season, and we'd like to thank our partners at Upper Cape Tech for creating such a great environment to watch baseball. Please be respectful of campus while visiting by picking up trash, not throwing balls against buildings, and staying out of areas that are closed off. Enjoy the game. The Bourne Braves, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, the Cape Cod Baseball League, and the NCAA would like to remind you that this is a tobacco-free ballpark. Additionally, the Massachusetts Education Reform Act prohibits the use of any tobacco products at this location. We greatly appreciate your assistance in honoring this tobacco-free request.
Fans, you're not going to believe this. Last time out between these two teams, we had a 2-hour and 15-minute standoff between Griffin Hughes of Bourne and Aaron Savary of Hyannis. Well, here today, it looks like we have another standoff brewing between these two teams.
For Hyannis, it looks like Chandler Dorsey out of LSU, and on the Bourne side, tough to see with a number, but almost looks like Jackson Mitchell that is standing up for the Braves, but another stare down, and you're not sure if this one goes the full 9 innings. The biggest problem Hyannis had, and it's what they talked about all throughout their Twitter, we talked about their broadcasters, is they have to leave on a bus after the game. So it comes down to how long are they willing to stand. Bourne is playing with house money.
We'll keep you updated throughout the night on how this goes. The last time these two teams faced off, Hughes and Savary had to battle through the rain, the pouring down rain, to determine a winner. It was Savary conceding to Hughes. After the game, we stayed on the broadcast for about 10 minutes. But now, here today, who knows how long this is going to go. We'll keep you updated. But now we go to the starter for the Harbor Hawks, and it's going to be a brand new pitcher to this staff. It'll be Zay Gutierrez out of Angelo State.
And he had a very solid season at Angelo State, transferring over from New Mexico State. That was back during 2020, so he's been in the college baseball realm for a while, but a 9-4 record on a 4.52 ERA, and did pitch almost 82 innings this spring.
He's been a journeyman throughout college baseball. He'll face Chris Stanfield to begin here in bottom 1. First pitch he throws is spiked in front of the plate. Stanfield, the top of this Bourne order. Got the day off yesterday with Isaiah Jackson manning center field, who made a great play, a diving play in left center. Count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike to Stanfield. Back in the leadoff spot here for Bourne. We've talked about his success in the middle of this Bourne lineup, and you might see him wearing that number 9 jersey. That's just a quick jersey change just for this game, as Bourne decides to rock the road blues here at Dorn Park.
And the road blues with the white pants is a very good touch. Not often you're going to see that for home games, and especially here Hyannis with the lighter blues, but looks very clean.
Very clean. I think you could argue this is the best combo that Bourne has. 2-1, wave and a miss. That's a really good-looking changeup from Zay Gutierrez, the grad student out of Angelo State.
And Stanfield, this whole at-bat so far with the slow pitches from not the velocity you see from the lefty. You can see him at the very front of the box in Stanfield.
2-2. Fly ball to center. Charging in is Josh Tate. He loses the hat just like Stanfield always does. Tate's going to use his speed to get there for out number 1. As we talk about the rest of this Bourne lineup. Coming up here, it'll be Merrick Houston, the shortstop. Ethan Conrad to follow in right. Braden Holcomb bats 4th and plays 3rd. Chase Meggers, the DH, bats 5th. Garrett Michelle bats 6th, playing 1st. John Schroeder, the backstop, bats 7th. Blake Barthel, the second baseman, bats 8th. And Mason Neville, the left fielder, finishes things off for this Bourne order in the 9th spot. This is Merrick Houston, the Demon Deacon shortstop, taking strike 1 on the outer half. Houston hitting .351 through 17 games with the Bravos. Couple of doubles, 6 RBIs. Whenever he's been with the team, he's been at the top of this order. He sends a soft grounder to the third baseman in Mason White, who makes a very strong throw to first for the inning's second out. And that's a perfect time to talk about this Hyannis defense. From left to right in the outfield, you'll have Carson Bowles, Josh Tate, and Kane Kepley. You just saw Mason White at the hot corner make that play. Alex Lodis, his partner on the left side at shortstop. Eric Snow and Michael Tatalo, the other side of the infield. And Jackson West does the catching for Hyannis. Ethan Conrad to the plate now with 2 away. Nobody on for the Bravos here in bottom 1. First pitch curveball to the all-star starting outfielder is missing low. Conrad, one of 3 Bourne hitters that are going to get the nod in the starting order on Saturday at Gov Fuller Field. 1-0 misses outside, and here tonight they bat consecutively. Merrick Houston, Ethan Conrad, Braden Holcomb, 2, 3, 4 in this order.
And we saw Conrad last night kind of break this slump, 3 for 5, stole a bag, kind of got back to himself and what he brings to the table.
Gutierrez, ground ball to third. It's off the glove of White this time, and it trickles down the left field line. Conrad rounding first. He's going to try and get to 2. He will. A tough play by Mason White on a much harder hit ground ball by Ethan Conrad. And Bourne gets a 2-out base runner in scoring position.
And Conrad's ability, ground balls hard in play, is what he does a lot. And sometimes there's that knock at this level for ground ball hitters. But when you hit it as hard as Conrad does on the ground, it forces tough plays like there for White to make. We'll see the exact scoring here coming up. But such a hard hit ball. White was in front of it on the backhand. That was the biggest thing, too, for White, not having his body fully in front of the baseball.
And you never know with the hops either on this dirt. It will be ruled an error, so an E5 allows Conrad to get to second. That gives way to Braden Holcomb in the cleanup spot. Gutierrez now out of the stretch. First pitch curveball drops into the zone for strike 1. And now Jackson West and Gutierrez come together. You just think about it's going to be the signs they're going to use with two outs and a runner at second base.
But a beautiful-looking curve right there from Gutierrez. 71 on the outer half, kind of just drops into the last second, looks high, and then comes middle. And a lot of hitters, not Holcomb so far, but we saw Houston and Stanfield. Front of the box right now in Gutierrez. That slow curve, that slower fastball, you want to be at the front of the box and catch that early.
Holcomb with such a wide stance. It widens with 2 strikes, but with his frame, 6'5", 257. Definitely going to want to get in front of the box to try and sit back on this curveball. Gutierrez goes to the heater in a 1-0 count. 0-1. That misses down low to even the count at a ball and a strike. Holcomb a 1-for-4 day yesterday. You see Conrad there at second base following the E5. Holcomb a .316 hitter, leading this team in hits with 30. That's tied for third most on the Cape. Early chance for the Bravos to take a lead against the Harbor Hawks. 1-1, wave and a miss from Holcomb as Gutierrez just a strike away from getting out of this inning.
And Holcomb way behind that fastball there. You think he was looking curveball, had to decipher himself at the last second. With a pitcher like Gutierrez, you have to think fastball and adjust to that slow curve.
And not a big scouting report on Gutierrez, this being his first appearance on Cape Cod. His 1-2 pitch, a soft tapper right back to a leaping Gutierrez, who throws on to first for the inning's third out. Pitchers love to field their own position. Gutierrez shows it there, and after one inning here from Dorn Park, scoreless between Hyannis and Bourne.
Welcome back into Dorn Park. No score yet heading into the top of the second inning. We're reaching the end of the Cape League season, just 10 games to go, which means that it's just about time for the All-Star game. Yesterday, the rosters were announced for Saturday's All-Star game, and there were 7 Bravos who have been named to the team. 6 were named yesterday, 1 was added today. And the Bravos have 3 starters that are position players. Braden Holcomb is the designated hitter. Ethan Conrad is an outfielder. outfield, and Merrick Houston will be starting at shortstop. There are also a number of pitchers that have made the team. Joe Arriola, who got the start yesterday, Justin West and Will McCausland out of the bullpen, both also guys who have made the All-Star team. McCausland was the guy who was added late today. And also, in addition to them, Chris Stanfield will also be on the All-Star team on the bench. The game is at Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth. Again, that's on Saturday, July 27th. The Home Run Derby gets underway at 4. The game starts at 6 p.m. Tickets are $10 and can be bought online or in person before the game.
Thanks so much, Adam. We're really looking forward to spending some time at the Gov on Saturday. A lot of festivities, the Home Run Derby. I'm excited to see that with the shortened fences at Gov Fuller Field. Who knows what could happen there? A lot of power making its way to Falmouth on Saturday evening.
And just seeing the All-Star game, Cape Cod already the best players in the country, then the best players on one field for one game. It's the All-Stars. It's the best of the best here at this level, and it's a nice time late in the season for these guys before playoff time to reset, former teammates come together, all these rivalries kind of squash for a quick weekend here on the Cape.
1-1 count to begin to Cannon Peebles, the Hyannis designated hitter, who will return to Falmouth. He's played a couple games there. He started the season with Cotuit. He's been with Hyannis for the last couple of weeks. One of the few players in the Cape that's donned multiple jerseys throughout the league this summer. But he's hitting .250 overall between the two teams. 4 games with Cotuit and now his 7th with the Harbor Hawks. Called strike on that 2-1 fastball. Probably would have been a swing anyway as J.D. Thompson gets even in this count. Thompson had the 4 batters faced in the first, the 1-out walk to Alex Lodice, then back-to-back strikeouts against Michael Detallo and Eric Snow to end the threat. And even 2-2 count to begin to Peebles. Did he go? Yes, he did, says Marvick Gomez down at first base. That's 3 straight for Thompson.
That's a really good pitch from Thompson. Once again, his fastball, these punch-outs that we've seen, the 74 at Vanderbilt, what he's brought to the table this summer in that department is the upstairs fastballs for strikes. That one up and away, that check swing from Peebles, borderline, really good pitch from Thompson.
He had 5 strikeouts on Sunday against the Kettleers. 14 coming in through 9 innings. Through an inning and a third here tonight, he's already added 3 more. As Mason White, the third baseman out of Arizona, steps in. He squared the bunt on that first pitch, pulled back. It'll be ball number 1. White coming off that error he had in the bottom half of the first inning. That allowed Ethan Conrad to get to second base. Luckily for Hyannis, that didn't cause any trouble. They were able to get that final out with the Braden Holcomb tapper to Gutierrez on the mound. Thompson back out of the windup. His 2-0 flown to left field. In is Mason Neville. He's got it with that teal glove, and that's the second out here in top 2.
A lot of swag here tonight. Neville has that nice teal glove just before Peebles had that bright orange Tennessee helmet with the Hyannis jerseys with their orange lettering is always nice to see. You always have to, be involved as a broadcaster and kind of always give and take advantage of the drip that is out in the field.
You see the pit vipers there for Neville. Not wearing them, but he does have them on top of the hat. Those 4th of July hats, just adding an extra flair to those uniforms with the white pants, the navy blue on the jersey. It just brings everything together with that hat.
And it's nice that they have that hat, and it's turned into now just this team's home game hat. Outside of Red Shirt Friday, we'll wear the camo hats, but it's now become the home field hat.
A 1 swing and a foul ball. This is Josh Tate, the Georgia Southern Eagle, in the box for Hyannis. Tate, this being his 12th game on the Cape. He's hitting .353 in 34 at-bats. Only 1 extra base hit. That was a double. 6 RBIs on his summer. Had a great day yesterday. 2 for 4 with an RBI against Harwich. 0-2 off the end of the bat. Another foul ball over to the fans beyond the first base side. And for Josh Tate, can play everywhere in the outfield. Could even play anywhere in the infield if you asked him to. Super utility guy. Started his career at Georgia. Transferred over to Georgia Southern, where this spring he was an all Sunbelt second team selection. 0-2, another foul ball to the right side. This one may have a chance for Michelle. Over the shoulder basket catch, he can't make it. Michelle oh so close to making a highlight reel grab down the first base side. He thought he had it, and you can see how dejected he is knowing he almost had that.
Just such a tough play to make, though, for Michelle. One that he wants to make. It looked like the baseball also hit off his forearm first. You're fully sprinting, and you're looking over your head like a wide receiver with the football kind of, or the baseball in this case, coming over and trying to make that catch. And it's tough knowing the fence is right there as well.
And the fence, the sun, no sunglasses. A lot not going in Michelle's favor on that play as Thompson throws in an 0-2 curveball missing outside. But Michelle's defense has been one of the best parts of his game here on the Cape. Took a while to get going at the plate, but he's been much better as of late in the middle of this Bravos order. 1-2 pitch, and again, Tate fouls it off. Everything he's fouled off has gone to the right side. A great two-strike approach for the rising junior at Georgia Southern.
And only 8 strikeouts right now entering his 12th game. He's been solid here for this Hyannis order towards the bottom.
Another 1-2. Curveball in the dirt as the count evens from Thompson to Tate. Thompson was mainly a starter with Vanderbilt this spring. Got a start in the regional, the Clemson regional. That start didn't go his way. It inflated the ERA a little bit. Otherwise, the final numbers for him would have been even better. Chopper to second. Barthel makes the play. And it's a 1-2-3 second for J.D. Thompson in his second start with the Braves. Still scoreless here from Dorn Park. And Bourne sends Meggers, Michelle, and Schroeder to the plate when we come back on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
The 2024 Cape League All-Stars were announced yesterday. The All-Star Game will be played in Falmouth Saturday, July 27th, and tickets are available online or at the gate. Fans be sure to visit our concession stand tonight and get some tasty treats. We are proud to be serving Cohog Republic clam chowder this season. Tomorrow is the start of the last week of youth clinics for the Braves. They are for boys and girls ages 5 to 12. For information, visit a 50-50 table near the concession stand or visit our website, bournebraves.org.
We are in disbelief up here on the broadcast boards at Dorn Park as we get the split screen back to you here in the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. The standoff is back between Hyannis and Bourne. We're still unclear on who it is for the Bourne side. We believe it's Chandler Dorsey on the Hyannis side. A new matchup here on another beautiful game here at Dorn Park.
Yeah, and it's just, fun. This is a part of summer baseball. This is the exciting part of it to have this going on. Hyannis wants revenge on the field and in the bullpen as well.
We'll see what happens throughout the night. It was Griffin Hughes who was able to win last Friday at Dorn Park against Aaron Savory, who is actually going to start the All-Star game for the West Division. Fly ball to left here off the glove of the left fielder in Carson Bowles. This is Chase Meggers at the plate. He's all the way to third. What a start to the bottom half of the second inning. A great effort by Bowles in left field. He almost makes the catch on the dive. It kicks all the way into foul territory. He had no idea where to go. Meggers, with the speed and the awareness, gets all the way to third base.
And Bowles hit the outfield grass so hard coming down for a second, so slow to get up, then didn't know where the baseball was. At first, he thought when Meggers stepped on second base, a chance for kind of a Little League home run, but a great job from Lodi sprinting over there, understanding that Bowles didn't see it.
Meggers in his fourth game with the Bravos. He gets a bloop triple. And now Michelle to the plate. A block by Jackson West to keep Meggers at third base right there. Michelle back in this order. Didn't play yesterday at Spillane Field against the Gatemen. Had that 0 for 2 with 2 walk performance on Friday against the Whitecaps. Now an early RBI chance for Michelle here tonight. Here's Gutierrez with the 1-0. Big swing and a miss from Michelle. That's strike 1. Michelle hitting an even 200 across 20 games. 18 of those 20 being starts. Tied for the team lead in homers with 2. Also has 3 doubles. Taking on the 1-1, it's low.
And Michelle's been a lot better of late with these longer ABs, and that power is also at times going to come, but he's not as eager to the point where he's being too aggressive and losing ABs.
Gutierrez is 2-1, all the way to the top of the chest protector of Jackson West. He's been very busy here tonight for Hyannis. And it's always tough when you're seeing a new pitcher for the first time. Also, Gutierrez hasn't pitched in a while. He's trying to get his feel for the game again. Just kind of short-arming a lot of these breaking balls right now. Meggers on third following that leadoff triple. 3-1 to Michelle, called a strike on the outer half. He'll settle back in. You saw him lunge down, try and take that leg guard off. For Meggers, that was his second extra base hit of the summer. His second in as many days. He hit a double yesterday against the Gatemen as Michelle fouls off the 3-2.
And that's a tough 2-strike pitch to hit. It's also going to bounce off Michelle. He'll take a second here. But that's one of the pitches for Michelle he's trying to work on, where his ability to go the other way is a big part of his game. That time you can see that fastball outside, trying to yank and pull it with that right shoulder. When Michelle hits best, he works the other way, that power, the home runs we've seen to left center field.
He has been going the way a lot during batting practice here throughout the last couple of weeks. Let's see what he does here on the next payoff. He's going to take ball 4 at the dirt. And a couple of leadoff base runners for Bourne here in the second after that bloop triple into left field by Meggers. Now Michelle with the walk.
And John Schroeder here in another spot in his second game. Both have been home games a few nights back. Had that one hit. It was a 2 RBI single. Has another RBI chance here for the Bravos.
Schroeder joined this team just 3 days ago. Had that big RBI hit that Cam alluded to on Friday against Brewster. Now steps in for his 5th plate appearance on the Cape. That one hit he had, a 2-run single in the bottom half of the 5th inning. His only hit so far in Cape Cod. He was 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Throw over to first. Michelle back in safely with the left hand. And for Schroeder, you can keep it simple here. Ground ball to the right side, fly ball to the outfield will give Bourne an early lead. Chase Meggers leads at third base, Michelle at first. 1-0 to Schroeder, up and out for ball 2. And for Schroeder, a .274 hitter this spring at Florida Atlantic. A versatile player defensively. He can catch, he can play the outfield. Could also probably play third or first base if you asked him to, but also a switch hitter. We're seeing him hit from the right side here to start. And another pick over to first.
The big thing we're going to look for here from Gutierrez is losing the zone at the moment. That long AB from Michelle. There's no confidence right now on that curveball, the fastball missing upstairs.
2-0 to Schroeder. Off the plate, ball 3. Bases loaded opportunity could present itself. Right here, Schroeder were to walk. Blake Barthel in the on-deck circle for the Bravos as that number 8 hitter. Right now it's Schroeder in the 7th spot. Runners on the corners. The 3-0 pitch. Taking all the way, it's strike 1.
Now you have to wait and see if Gutierrez can do that once again consistently with the fastball in the zone. And once again, this AB, we've yet to see that breaking ball for a strike this inning.
Gutierrez checks with Michelle at first base. His 3-1 to the plate. Inside-out swing, flared to right field. Kepley on the run. He makes the catch. Meggers was on his horse. He stops, and it's a good thing he did. What a throw by Kepley in shallow right field to West at the plate to keep the runners put at the corners.
And that's almost the one spot there that you don't want to hit the baseball shallow in the outfield, especially down the line and right for that jump that Kepley had. Because Kepley gets to round that baseball. He's coming in towards the line, and just a perfect throw, perfect momentum towards the plate. And now that double plays intact here for Gutierrez, who is still troubling to find the zone. That pitch kind of led her high to Schroeder.
Other than a strikeout, that's best case scenario for Hyannis right there. And now that sets up what could be an inning-ending double play as Blake Barthel comes to the plate. Barthel has rolled over a bunch to the second baseman throughout the summer. Eric Snow playing second base today for Hyannis. Barthel coming to the plate, hitting 176 through 12 games as a Bravo. Gutierrez with the 0-1 curveball. That's at the top of the zone. Barthel didn't like the spot, but he's going to have to fight with 2 strikes.
And that's the first time you're going to see that curveball this inning in there for a strike. That's very borderline call. It's not a pitch you want to swing out on an 0-1.
Gutierrez is 0-2. Barthel wave and a miss. There goes Michelle to second base. He's in safely. So one thing goes right for the Bravos there. They get Michelle into scoring position on what you think was a hit and run for Blake Barthel. He goes down swinging. That's the first strikeout for Gutierrez here tonight. But most importantly for Hyannis, it's the second out of the inning.
And I think it may have been also just a delay steal from Michelle as well for how late that he left that first base bag. That's the smallest win you could take that from that AB for the Braves, because now at least here with 2 outs, you have 2 runners in scoring position.
Bourne started the inning with that leadoff triple in Chase Meggers. He still stands at third base. Michelle at second for Mason Neville. First pitch ball below the zone. And Neville, what a moment it would be for him to break out of this slump to start his summer with the Bravos. He's over his first 12. He struck out 8 times. And he's gone down early in a lot of counts. He's up here 1-0 against Gutierrez. Here is that 1-0 pitch. It's fouled straight back towards the high school.
And he's also yet to reach base. We haven't seen a walk yet either. So just getting on base right now, breaking this slump and doing it in a big way early for the Braves, who have struggled with runners in scoring position outside of that victory against Falmouth.
2 runners in scoring position for Bourne. 1-1 pitch from Gutierrez. Curveball, good eye by Neville. You can already tell the approach changing, shifting for Neville, being a lot more patient, not taking as many hacks early in the count. Last time we saw Neville was on Friday here at Dorn Park. He was 0 for 4 with 3 punch-outs. 2-1 for Gutierrez off the plate. It's a 3-1 count now to Neville. And a walk would be huge right here, because then you load the bases, get to the top of the Bourne order, and Chris Stanfield.
And you think fastball here from Gutierrez. Once again, that curveball. If you're Neville, you're thinking fastball the whole way.
Out of the stretch, 3-1. There is that heater. Foul tip into the mitt of West behind the plate. This count's now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bourne had that leadoff runner at third. Cannot let that opportunity go to waste here. 2 runners in scoring position for Bourne. Gutierrez takes a breath. His 3-2 pitch above the zone, and that's going to be a great at-bat by Mason Neville. His first time on base on the Cape is going to load the bases here in bottom 2 for Chris Stanfield.
And Gutierrez had it right there. Neville not being able to catch up to the fastball. That one's a strike. Elevated in the zone, you bring that down a little bit. You may have had Neville, but now you have to get through Stanfield here, and this is a spot where the Braves can really do some damage early.
Stanfield with runners in scoring position this summer has been one of the best on this Bourne team. First pitch taking is Stanfield. That's below the zone for ball number 1. Stanfield hitting over 300 with runners in scoring position this summer. He's got Meggers at third, Michelle at second, also Neville at first. A bases loaded chance for Bourne. Stanfield fouls back the 1-0.
And back to your point with Stanfield, with runners in scoring position, you look at those RBIs that he's had, 13 of them. So many have also gone to that right side midway, and even when he's down in counts, this one a 1-1, but Stanfield can go the other way very well.
It's a .333 average this summer for Stanfield with a runner in scoring position. 10 of his 13 RBIs have come in this situation. He's also walked 5 times, has struck out 6 times. 2 away here in bottom 2. Bourne trying to capitalize after that leadoff triple by Chase Meggers. 2-1 from Gutierrez. Stanfield takes again. It's ball 3. And he doesn't have to be the hero here. A walk would be great for Bourne. It could give them an early lead and bring up Merrick Houston, who's also very successful with runners in scoring position. Gutierrez out of the stretch. 3-1 heater. That finds the inside corner. And another full count upcoming.
And for Gutierrez right now, and if you're Stanfield, 3-2 fastball right now. It's going to be power on power. You have to make sure it's a strike and protect.
Who's going to win the battle? Gutierrez or Stanfield? The payoff. Chopper to third. White, backhand. It's called a foul ball. You got to think Chris Stanfield, with his speed down the line, would have beaten out that throw by Mason White, who was pretty much in the outfield grass, but it's just foul.
I was going to say, White kind of came up like it was almost a nonchalant throw to first, but then that body language kind of told you it was foul. But it forces Gutierrez to throw another strike, something he's had trouble doing.
Gutierrez back-to-back full counts with 2 away. The base is juiced for Stanfield. Foul tip off the mid of West. Runners were off on the pitch. They've all got to go back to their respective spots. And that's another thing to monitor. If Stanfield can get one into the gap maybe, even get one into the outfield, you're almost guaranteed to score 2. Into the gap or down the line, Neville could come around all the way from first base.
We've also yet to see Gutierrez throw 3 straight strikes this inning.
This battle continues between Gutierrez and Stanfield. Another soft tapper past Chase Meggers. Scott Landers doesn't let it get past him.
And another pitch here for Stanfield where you're battling. These are good pitches from Gutierrez right now, but it's fastball, fastball, fastball. I don't think Gutierrez is going to go away from it right now. That was probably his best pitch of the inning. That was low and outside painted, and Stanfield lives another pitch.
These two have been battling. Another payoff from Gutierrez to Stanfield. Fastball, line drive, the leap, the grab. Alex Lodi shows off the vertical to save a couple of runs. What a play by the Seminole at shortstop to keep this game scoreless after 2.
Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an events technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn. Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at Portside Liquors, 590 A. MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story.
Back here at Dorn Park on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network alongside Cam Manna. I'm Nathan Schwartz. Cam, a really rough go of it for Bourne to end that second inning. You get the leadoff triple by Chase Meggers. You have to find a way to get him home.
And runners in scoring position, especially with 2 outs, has been such a tough thing for the Braves. And you come into, when you have a 3-game skid into Falmouth, that came a few nights back. On that 3-game skid, the Braves were at a point, 2 for 20, with runners in scoring position. And it's sometimes with guys on second with 1 down, but you have to score a run with a guy 90 feet away in a game like this against Hyannis with nobody out. Ground ball right side. There was the walks. It almost seemed like Hyannis was giving you a run and you couldn't convert.
And you knew Gutierrez was going fastball there for the last couple of batters, especially to Stanfield when it was just a 3-2 count. It was fastball, 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 fouled off, fouled off, fouled off. You can commend the approach by Stanfield, continuing to fight. He came oh so close to putting one over the head of Alex Lodis, the shortstop. It would have plated 2. Meggers was going to score easily. Michelle was on his horse off on the pitch at second base. But the vertical by Lodis, and this game still knotted up at zeros as Jackson West, the backstop for Hyannis, comes to the plate. He sends this one on the line to Stanfield. He barely has to move to make the catch for out number 1. As Thompson continues to shove, that's now 6 in a row retired by the Vandy boy.
And even that one being hard hit, Thompson starting with strikes early in counts, commanding the zone well. We haven't seen him move away from it outside of that 1 walk. 3 strikeouts as well, here to begin for the lefty.
Now the number 9 hitter, Carson Bowles, the left fielder, who made that great effort, the dive on that flare by Chase Meggers into left field. Off the glove all the way into foul territory. That's what allowed Meggers to get to third. Off the end of the bat here, a one-hopper to Barthel, who makes the throw from shallow right. That's out number 2. And now J.D. Thompson has gone through this Hyannis order one time through, and the Harbor Hawks, no hit.
And quick innings here for Thompson, too, especially when we mentioned the pitch count in that first inning was high. There were long ABs. Thompson was over 20 pitches, but now you get that 1, 2, 3 second. You're 3 pitches away here at the very most here against Kepley, hopefully.
Hyannis did have that base runner in the first inning, the Alex Lodis walk. Kane Kepley, the leadoff hitter, back to the plate. He popped up in foul territory to Garrett Michelle in the first inning. An on-base machine is Kepley. We mentioned it earlier, but 32 walks. And the craziest thing about that for Kepley, the man in second place is Kyle Lodis, who's actually cousins of Alex Lodis at shortstop for Hyannis. But Kyle Lodis on Chatham is second in the Cape and walks with 21. He has 11 less than Kepley in first.
And Kepley, too, it's the walk number. Some people will look at the average and say, well, he's batting 229. But at the end of the day, if you're the leadoff hitter, if you're getting on base at this high of a clip, you've walked 32 times, there's a reason that he's in this one spot.
Thompson out of the wind. 1-2 fastball. Fly ball to left center. Neville under it. He makes the catch. It's back-to-back 1-2 threes for J.D. Thompson. He's cruising through 3 here at Dorn Park as we head to the bottom half here in Bourne.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team.
Safe.
The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Attention please, now pitching for Hyannis from the University of Houston, number 29, Paul Schmitz. The 23rd induction class to the Cape Cod Baseball League Hall of Fame has been announced. Join us on November 17th in celebrating Nancy Caltech, Todd Cunningham, Pat Neshek, Nick Stenzel, Bert Smith, Jeff Trundy, and Todd Helton. The 2024 National Baseball Hall of Fame inductees. Buy your tickets today by visiting the Cape League website, capecodbaseball.org. The Cape Cod Baseball League, in partnership with the Mass State Lottery, celebrates the dedication and sacrifice of all branches of military, veteran, and first responders. Join us in the 4th inning of every Friday game for the Mass State Lottery Hero of the Game presentation. Nominate your hero at the press box today.
after 2 innings and 45 pitches for Zay Gutierrez. He's going to exit this game in his first appearance on the Cape. He goes 2 innings, allowing no runs on 1 hit, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. A lot of trouble in that second inning, and Mitch Carricker and the Harbor Hawks are going to turn to Paul Schmitz out of Houston.
And he appeared in 15 games, all the bullpen this past spring. So a guy that has understood this spot. Not often he would go over 3 innings. His season best was against BYU. In March, he did go 3 innings, but he'll need to have a long relief night here.
Merrick Houston leading things off for Bourne in bottom 3. He nearly gets clipped on the first pitch heater from Schmitz at 93. Some greater speed we're seeing out of Schmitz, who's a Germany native, was actually the number 11 European player by perfect game in the class of 2022. You don't see a whole lot of international players in the college baseball landscape. A few, but not a whole lot from Germany especially.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Germany is the biggest area when it comes to baseball, and for him to make that move, he come to the U.S. and play at a high level at a Division I school like Houston is very impressive.
4 fastballs, 4 balls by Paul Schmitz. This is also his first appearance with Hyannis. There's a bunch of recent pitching additions to this Harbor Hawks squad. We've seen 2 of them here. The start for Schmitz doesn't go that great. A 4-pitch walk to Merrick Houston.
And for Gutierrez, those 2 innings, those high pitches almost up to 50, this Hyannis squad almost takes it as a win. His first appearance, you're lucky he didn't allow a run. He had a runner on third with nobody out.
You got to commend him, though. He was able to get out of that. As Conrad sends one tailing towards the left center field gap. That's down. Houston around second. He's headed for third. The throw on a hop. That gets all the way to the Bourne dugout. It goes out of play, and Houston's going to come home. A lucky bounce for the Bravos on the double by Ethan Conrad brings home Houston. It's 1-0 Bourne.
A really good throw there from Tate in center field, but what was tough was Houston sliding, shielded White from attacking the baseball, and then no backup there from Schmitz. Schmitz was very late to going behind that third base bag, and that one rolled towards the Bourne Bat Boys and rolled into that area, so that is out of play to score that run.
It'll be a throwing error, most likely by Josh Tate in center. We're waiting on the official scoring. But Houston scores to make it 1-0 Bourne. Conrad goes all the way to third. Braden Holcomb back to the plate with nobody out. First pitch curveball by Schmitz, misses inside. He's missed a bunch so far on the inside part of the plate. He threw a couple of fastballs into Merrick Houston, who had to get out of the way. Holcomb gets out of the way on the first pitch curveball. Fastball on the 1-0. Holcomb sends it a long way foul down the right side. All the way into those woods, just beyond the turtle. Some kids are going to go on their best to find that baseball. We now do have an official scoring for that Conrad play. It's a single, then a throwing error by Josh Tate in center. 1-1 in the dirt, blocked by West.
And second error already tonight for the Harbor Hawks. So the Braves, you have to convert here now. Given free chances, bases loaded last inning, no runs. 90 feet away once again is a runner with no outs. You've already scored 1.
Conrad now at third, 2-1 to Holcomb. Some chin music. It's a 3-1 count to the Vandy boy at the plate, who grounded out to Gutierrez to end the bottom half of the first inning. A leaping play by Gutierrez on the mound. He had to go to his left. Going down the mound, eventually made the play. 3-1, Holcomb raises the elbows. It's inside for ball 4. And once again, Bourne with runners on the corners and nobody out.
And another mound visit here on the Hyannis side. They do have a righty that is hot and warming up in their bullpen.
Number 13, Chase Meggers.
This Hyannis team, it seems like so far tonight could be a long bullpen game. Gutierrez, you didn't know what you were going to get on the mound. Just 2 innings out of their starter. And now you see number 37 for Hyannis warming up. That's Cahy from Kent State. And now the mound visit over as Schmitz tries to settle back into this appearance. Chase Meggers back to the plate for the Bravos. Had that leadoff triple in the third, but was standing there for a solid 10 minutes. As batter by batter went by, nothing happening, and almost something happening right there. A hard line drive by Meggers. 80 off the bat, over the head of the field manager for Bourne, Scott Landers, and foul.
And this is a position, too, here for the Braves where you have to become better in these spots where opponents that are good like Hyannis are giving you chances early. You need to convert on these spots so an offense like Hyannis that's been so good doesn't pound on you later.
Runners on the corners, nobody out. Meggers over the head of Lodis and into left center. Conrad's going to score as the hot start for Chase Meggers on the Cape continues.
What a start tonight for Meggers, a triple and a single. You think he should have scored twice, being 90 feet away last inning, but a good swing there. That's an outside pitch, low and away. You go with it. That's what Meggers has been able to do. A lot of good ABs, and 2-0 Braves. Now you keep this thing going with nobody out.
The Bourne offense has been getting a lot of base runners here tonight. Meggers with that first hit in the second. Michelle walks, Neville walks. Now 4 straight base runners to start the third. Here's Michelle trying to make it 5 in a row. He takes a first pitch ball. It was the leadoff walk for Houston. Conrad's single that allows Houston to score following the throwing error by Josh Tate in center. Holcomb walks on 5 pitches, then Chase Meggers. Just 2 pitches for him. He winds up with an RBI single. And the hitting production behind the plate for Bourne has been lacking throughout the summer. You had Caden Bodine at the start of the summer. He struggled, then left for Team USA. Did not come back. Adonis Guzman did not have a lot of hits, just one, and about 30 at-bats for Bourne. Hartle was pretty successful at getting on base, but didn't get a whole lot of hits in his time here. And now Schroeder and Meggers have completely changed this catching room for Bourne. 3-0 to Michelle. Swing and a miss. Saw a fastball he liked.
And that's Michelle's wheelhouse, up and outside fastballs. He likes that pitch, and no reason why not to swing at it here. You're playing with house money with 2 on, nobody out.
3-1. Michelle top of the zone. It's strike 2. Second time tonight on a 3-1 count to Garrett Michelle that he's gone down to a crouch to try and take that leg guard off. He's seen a called strike and now has to work a 2-strike count. A full count with 2 runners on and nobody out in bottom 3. Both runners dancing. We saw that back pick a couple of plays ago. But it won't matter. Michelle flips the bat down to the dirt. It's ball number 4. And the Bravos now have 5 straight base runners to begin this third inning. They'll have the bases loaded with Schroeder coming back up.
And the 3 walks have been the go-to. Bourne just getting their chances on base. We saw Meggers have that drive in. Conrad swinging the bat well. Now a chance here for Schroeder, the other catcher, as we were just talking about this catcher room. A chance here to come up big once again at home.
Bases loaded, nobody out for Bourne. Holcomb leads at third, Meggers at second, Michelle at first. Schmitz to Schroeder, right back to him. He's going to throw to first. The out there. Holcomb comes home to score on the RBI ground out by John Schroeder, and it gives Bourne a 3-0 lead.
And that's just doing a job right there. You have nobody out. Just put the ball in play. Extend this lead little by little. Keep moving it up. Strong inning. We've talked about the Braves not having the big inning here of late. 3 runs is considered a big inning. Now you have a chance here with a single to make this a 5-0 game.
First base open. Now 2 runners in scoring position for Bourne. It's Meggers at third, Michelle at second. Just as we saw in the bottom half of the second inning. Blake Barthel to the plate. Clean shaven. When we were talking to Derek Bender a couple of weeks ago, he said that Barthel has one of the best beards in the game. He was not happy to see the beard go. Barthel once again clean shaven. And up 2-0 to begin here.
And it was growing back the last few days. That it was on a clean shaved beard yesterday. And then now clean shaved once again is Barthel.
Trying to have his breakthrough moment at the plate here on the Cape. It hasn't been there yet. He struggled both defensively and at the plate. Came in hitting 176. Just 6 hits and 35 at-bats now to begin his summer. He does have 5 RBIs. And he'll add to that on-base percentage. It was at .375 coming in. He draws his 11th walk of the summer right here. That's going to put the bases loaded once again for Bourne.
And a mound visit here looks like, once again, not going to be one with the coaching staff of Hyannis, but West talking to his pitcher in Schwartz. And you have to command the strike zone right now, just hurting yourself with these fastballs outside. You saw Schroeder put a weak ball in play on a broken bat. At least give yourself a chance right now with bases loaded. Do have the double play intact. Can force a ground ball against a guy like Neville, who is struggling right now mightily at the plate.
Saw a mound visit on the mound between West and Schmitz. There was just a quick deliberation between Scott Landers, the third base coach, and Neville coming to the plate. Neville started his summer 0 for 12. Reached base for the first time on the Cape with that walk in the second inning. He would be stranded at first base. And out to the plate with the bases loaded himself. First pitch strike on the outer half from Schmitz. Schmitz entered this game in relief of Gutierrez, the starter, who didn't give up a run in the first 2 innings. Bourne's plated 3 against Schmitz here in bottom 3. 0-1 to Neville. Popped up over our heads just beyond the press box. It's 0-2. Neville, a .268 hitter with Oregon this spring. His first year in Eugene. 16 homers, 5 doubles, 3 triples, 43 RBIs. Looking for his first RBIs on the Cape. The 0-2 from Schmitz. Another swing and a miss. Neville goes down on strikes for the 9th time this summer. It's the first strikeout for Schmitz on the Cape. Out number 2 in bottom 3.
And even last night, where the Braves lost that game against the Gatemen, the strikeout numbers becoming a lot better. Bourne last night only struck out 5 times, and here so far it has been the strikeouts for outs, a team that's putting the ball in play much better.
Now Chris Stanfield looking for redemption with the bases loaded. He won't get it on this pitch as he fouls it just beyond the fence where the bat boys sit next to the Bourne dugout. Stanfield had that soft liner to Alex Lodis to end the bottom of the second inning when the bases were loaded. It was Meggers at third, Michelle at second, Neville at first. Here it's Meggers at third, Michelle at second, Barthel at first. And an 0-2 count against Stanfield, who's really going to have to adjust here with 2 strikes as Bourne tries to make this big inning even bigger. Could put the Harbor Hawks in a massive hole early. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball, soft to the second baseman in Snow. He throws on to first, and Chris Stanfield gets out with the bases loaded for a second consecutive inning to end the inning for Hyannis. However, Bourne gets 3. The RBI single by Meggers, the error by Josh Tate in center, and the RBI by John Schroeder give the Bravos a 3-0 lead over Hyannis here at Dorn Park.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous Colossal Lobster Rolls.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
You'll never miss a game this summer. Baseball Cloud is a proud supporter of Cape Cod Baseball. Their data and analytics tools are used across the league to enhance player development and scouting, and will bring you revolutionary live data experience to fans during this year's All-Star festivities. Bring the most accurate metrics and powerful visuals to your organization today. Learn more at cmagnus.com.
Jackson Mitchell versus Chandler Dorsey. That's the matchup here tonight in the second edition of the standoff between Bourne and Hyannis.
Very cool standoff, and for Hyannis here, you're hoping for a different ending. On the field right now, it's very similar to your last meeting, but you have that control over the bullpen, how long you want to go.
J.D. Thompson focusing on the Hyannis order. 4th inning for Thompson. It starts with the grounder to Houston. Those on the run. Out number 1 in top 4.
And we have seen Merrick Houston now coming to his own a lot better. We knew he was a fielder coming in, but before he left for Team USA, there was some error trouble. Now just so comfortable at shortstop. Made some nice plays last night at third. And just a good job coming in right there. The quick stretch from Michelle. We haven't seen the error troubles bother Bourne at all of late.
And J.D. Thompson now has gone through this entire Hyannis order through without giving up a base runner. But a charge here all the way to deep center. Stanfield at the warning track makes the catch for out number 2. That's the hardest hit ball so far tonight for the Harbor Hawks. It's off the bat of DeTalo, who had the lone hit in the last matchup between these two teams.
And Thompson will take these quick outs right now. You have a chance here for 3 straight 1-2-3s. You're pitching for strikes early. Yes, have they been hard hit like that one to center field, but in outs and out at the end of the day right now, and you're now in a good rhythm. You're motoring through this Hyannis lineup.
Lodis and DeTalo go down on 2 pitches. Eric Snow taking a smart decision right there. It'll be a called strike on the outer half. Snow struck out swinging to end the 1st inning against J.D. Thompson, who fires in a fastball well off the plate to even the count at 1s. J.D. Thompson rivaling what Joe Arriola did against the Harbor Hawks just about 10 days ago. Back on July 12th. 5 innings of 1-hit ball for Arriola. Thompson threw 3 2/3 of no-hit baseball.
And something about Dorn Park, we mentioned it at the start of the broadcast. 0-7-1 is this Hyannis squad dating back these last 2 seasons. Haven't won here since 2022.
1-2. Another grounder to Merrick Houston. Couple of shuffles, the throw, make that 3 consecutive 1-2-3 innings for J.D. Thompson. He's got something special going here at Dorn Park as the Bravos take a 3-0 lead to bottom 4.
Solutions, including personal business banking, residential mortgages, investment management, and trust services. Cape Cod 5, a community bank committed to service. Attention please, now pitching for Hyannis from Sacramento State, number 17, Cade Brown. Franklin Sports is once again the official batting gloves of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout all summer, all Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin. From the Cape League to the big leagues, it's all hands on deck. Milton Cat is proud to support the Cape Cod Baseball League. From paving and landscaping to recreational boating and facility management, Milton Cat has the right equipment, parts, service, and technology to keep you working. Visit miltoncat.com to learn more.
Bourne's bats are giving Hyannis trouble here throughout the first 3 innings. Bourne is going to work Paul Schmitz out of this game after just 1 inning. And the Harbor Hawks turn to Cade Brown on the mound.
And Brown pitched back on Wednesday against Falmouth. Got the loss, was not too good on 3 innings. 3 earned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Also allowed a home run. And it's a spot here where it's still a 3-0 game, but
but now you have to play damage control. You want a smooth inning right now to stop the momentum from this Bourne offense.
Bourne now hitting for the third time through. Merrick Houston once again to lead off an inning for the Bravos. First pitch slider off the plate from Cade Brown. Houston with a ground out to Mason White at third in the first. Led off the third with a walk. Came around to score on that play where Conrad had the single to left center. Josh Tate's throw to third went all the way into the Bourne dugout. And then Houston came to score. Conrad went to third. Part of that 3-run bottom half of the third inning. Brown a deep breath, the leg kick, the 1-1 splitter. Some nasty downward movement. Houston way out in front. It's 1-2. The splitter, one of the best pitches, the feature pitch for Cade Brown. Fastball slider splitter for the redshirt sophomore out of Sacramento State. 1-1, there is the off speed. High chopper to Lodis. A strong arm throw to first, but not in time. It's an infield single from Eric Houston, the fourth hit of the night for Bourne.
And Houston keeps his hit streak alive now for the Braves, just finds a way on base, and even if it is the infield singles, had an RBI single last night, just finding a way on. That's what you're supposed to do, especially where Houston has been used to being in that leadoff spot. Stanfield bats one tonight, but Houston leads off this inning.
Now Ethan Conrad has put the ball in play both times tonight. Officially out of that slump that he had for a 9-game stretch here in the month of July. Conrad was 8 for 39 in his 9 games prior to yesterday, where he went 3 for 5 against the Gatemen. All 3 hits being singles. He hit the ball hard to third his first time up. That was an E5 by Mason White. Then a hard line drive into left center field for Conrad, who's chuckling after that called strike on the 1-0.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's really a hittable pitch right there. Questionable call. It is up and in, but one that Conrad should lay off of on a 1-0 count.
1-1. He clubs one to right field. Kempley on the move. Leaps and makes the catch. Hyannis flashing the leather here at Dorn Park on a beautiful Sunday night.
Even with 2 errors, they've done a good job on the defensive side making the tough plays. And a good job there from Kempley. Just had to jump at the last second. That one's in a deep part of this ballpark, going right back towards 360. Good swing there from Conrad. He wants that one back or just to move it a little bit to the right or the left side of Kempley.
The big thing with Conrad during that slump was just hitting everything on the ground. But so far tonight, he did have that ground ball. It was one of the hardest hit ground balls of the day. Then that line drive that tailed into the left center field gap. Right there, you can't hit the ball much better. Merrick Houston's out at first base. While I'm talking about Conrad breaking out of the slump, Houston tries to get an extra shuffle on his lead. Cade Brown caught him in between. That's going to be out number 2.
And it wasn't the craziest pickoff move, just Houston there caught in the dust. And now it changes this inning now. Holcomb with nobody on, 2 outs, and it kills it here for the Braves.
First pitch to Holcomb. These guys at foul. Holcomb looking to get his first hit of the ball game. He did reach base on the walk, a 5-pitch walk against Paul Schmitz in that third inning. Holcomb scored the 3rd run of that inning on the John Schroeder RBI ground out. 0-1, another tapper. Meggers, a leaping play in the on-deck circle. Everybody just getting 2 feet off the ground here tonight. Some trampolines just spotted at every position, it seems. Meggers in the on-deck circles, already 2 for 2. Now an 0-2 pitch to Holcomb. Lunges on the splitter, gets just enough.
And just fouled it off his elbow a little bit there. Nice shot from Holcomb, just finding a way to keep this at-bat alive. That's a really good pitch there from Brown on the outer half, dipping low at the last second.
This is the best a Hyannis pitcher has looked all night. The 3rd that the Harbor Hawks have used. It started with Gutierrez, who went 2 innings in the start. Schmitz got roughed up in the 3rd. 0-2, foul tip into the glove of Jackson West. That's strike 3. Cade Brown enters, faces the minimum after the pickoff to get Merrick Houston at first base. And just like that, we're headed to the 5th from Dorn Park in a 3-0 Bourne lead.
Mobile is proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball. Skills baseball can bring to players both on and off the field. Cooperation, respect, teamwork, friendships, and confidence. The Cape Cod Baseball League is honored to have benefited from their support for nearly 30 years. Netting Professionals is proud to be the official netting partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Netting pros pride themselves on improving programs one facility at a time. Whether it's batting practice equipment, facility...
Bourne with a 3-0 lead over the Hyannis Harborhawks here on Sunday Night Baseball from Dornan Park. Alongside Cam Manna, I'm Nathan Schwartz with you here in the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Cam, not necessarily a lucky start for Bourne, but with only having 4 hits and a ton of base runners, you think it would be a much different game than a 3-0 lead.
And it seems like Hyannis has given the Braves these 3 runs. Bourne right now should be up 6-7-0 in a different kind of baseball game. Hyannis now still in this game, down just 3-0, hoping now that Cade Brown of the bullpen can pitch well. But this should have been a very different game here early, and the Braves not putting it away when they've had the chances.
They left 7 runners on base in those first 3 innings. Merrick Houston got picked off at first base. That one could have added to the LOB total. It'll be a 1-0 count to begin to Cannon Peebles, as Hyannis has struggled mightily at Dorn Park at the plate the last 2 times they've been here. Ball 2 to Peebles. Just 1 hit for the Harborhawks 9 days ago on the 12th. That was a Michael DeTalo single in the top of the 4th. Nothing in that department for Hyannis here tonight against J.D. Thompson through 4 frames. So a heater right down the middle. And only 1 base runner for the Harborhawks. That was an Alex Lodis walk in the first inning. Thompson has retired 11 in a row for Bourne on the mound. Another soft tapper to Houston. Has to play the lip. Another throw in the run. And Merrick Houston flashing the lever for the Bourne side for out number 1 in top 5.
Just so smooth. And those charging in type plays where Houston is so fluid towards first base. A guy that is going to have such a successful baseball career. His pro ability in the batter's box. We've seen the walks from Houston, and the glove also a very solid part of his game.
His 3rd putout in the last 4 batters. And that'll bring up Mason White, the 3rd baseman. Thompson a long stare in. Here's his first pitch to the Wildcat. It's inside. White a fly out to Neville in left field. His first time up. Ever since Peebles' strikeout in the 2nd inning, it's been contact for Hyannis. They've just been hitting it right at these Bourne players. A lot of ground balls. Jackson West had a hard line out to Stanfield in center. DeTalo sent one all the way to the warning track and straightaway center that Stanfield was able to haul in. So it's not like Hyannis isn't getting good pieces together. They just haven't been able to find the soft spots in this Bourne defense.
And it's tough to do when Thompson right now is painting his pitches very well in and outside of the part of the plate. He has done first pitch strikes. It might just be a matter of time.
1-2, wave and a miss. 4th strikeout of the game for J.D. Thompson for the inning's 2nd out.
And now we're seeing him go with the off speeds low for strikeouts as well. To begin, it was fastballs up. Thompson in a groove right now. Has a lot of zeros across the board.
And that gives way to Josh Tate, the center fielder. Last time we mentioned his name, it was about that error in center field that he had in the bottom half of the 3rd inning that allowed Bourne to score its first run in that 3-run 3rd. Houston was able to score all the way from first. And Josh Tate is going to get one past Merrick Houston. It was off the glove. He tried his very best to keep that one in front, to which he did. And that's going to bring an end to the no-hitter. J.D. Thompson gives up his first hit with 2 away in the top of the 5th.
And tough way to end it there on a play that it's not that solid, clean hit, but a very tough play for Houston to even make. Thompson's still solid in the position here to keep things going, but you never really think about the no-hitter as much until you really get into the 4th and then 5th inning, and then it becomes more of a reality that this is really happening.
And for Thompson, when he retired 13 in a row, you're like, okay, something's brewing here. It ends with the Josh Tate single. And now Jackson West the other way. That's foul. Close call down the left field line. How different this game would have been. Josh Tate would have easily scored on that. He's one of the fastest players in the entire country at first base for Hyannis here in top 5. Jackson West putting another good piece on a fastball by J.D. Thompson.
Man, that was awfully close there down the line. It could have gone either way. Tough play to make behind the plate for that long distance for Jacob Ashworth, but probably made the right call.
Left-on-left matchup. This could be Thompson's last inning of work here tonight. Griffin Hughes warming up for the Bravos in the bullpen. 0-1 to West. Out in front, soft tapper rollover to the Harbor Hawk dugout for strike 2. If Hughes does come into this game, it would be fitting with him winning the standoff against the Harbor Hawks' Aaron Savary last week, and now getting a chance to face this Harbor Hawk order. That'll have to wait as Thompson checks the runner at first and Josh Tate. His 0-2 pitch to West. Past Michelle's backhand into right field. Tate already halfway to third. He's in there without issue. Back-to-back singles for the Harbor Hawks in top 5 is giving them runners on the corners.
That first single towards Houston is one that a play that is not going to be made. Houston would have not had Tate at first base. That one from Michelle, though, that's right under his glove. It's right at him. His glove just wasn't fully down in the dirt. A play that Michelle wants back there, and it sets up Hyannis in a good spot as Scott Landers will come out here to talk to Thompson. And it is Hughes that would be the guy to come in for the Braves. We'll see right here some fist bumps towards Thompson. This might do it right here.
He is at 65 pitches. That's right around his normal pitch count. But this is going to be a very quick mound visit. Of course, Landers is probably giving him encouragement, telling him, all right, let's buckle down, get through the last batter. This is probably going to be your last one, because it is going to be the number 9 hitter in Carson Bowles, the number 9 hitter. So if Bowles can extend the inning, the top of the order, and Kane Kepley comes up, then it's a matter of, okay, do you want Thompson to face Kepley for a third time, or do you want to give Hughes a chance to get the third out? But Landers sticks with Thompson. The pitch to Bowles. Big cut on the curve.
And you think that pitch count right now for Thompson, as you mentioned, this is where he's been. He's been right around 65, 70. That is going to be the pitch count. So this is likely, as you alluded to, the last batter, and Thompson wants to make the most out of it.
Josh Tate at third, Jackson West at first. Best opportunity for Hyannis that they've had. These are the first base runners that they've had since Alex Lodice's walk in the first inning. Thompson had retired 13 in a row, then back-to-back singles with 2 away in top 5. 1-1 to Poles off the plate. Big thing for Carson Bowles here is try and put the ball in play. That's something he did very well at Lincoln Memorial, a Division II program, in his junior year. He hit .475 this spring. Just absurd. He sends one on a line to Stanfield in center field. He runs in, makes the catch, and J.D. Thompson, with a clap off the mound, is likely going to finish his night in 5 scoreless innings here at home. 3-0 Bourne lead as we head to bottom 5.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Here at Dr. Pepper and Nantucket Nectars is again happy to partner with the Cape Cod Baseball League for the 2024 season, bringing together two New England iconic brands to provide summer enjoyment, family fun, and refreshing beverages. Stop by any of the Cape Cod grocery retailers to pick up a wide breadth of Nantucket Nectars juice drinks. We look forward to seeing you at the park. The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new league partner, Veolia North America. Veolia North America offers a full spectrum of water and waste energy management services, including water and wastewater treatment, energy consulting and resource recovery, and more. Headquartered in Boston, Veolia has more than 10,000 employees working at more than 350 locations across the continent. To learn more, visit veolianorthamerica.com. Now batting, the DH.
Bottom half of the fifth here from Dorn Park. The Bravos have had a lot of base runners here tonight. Only 3 runs to show for it. They've stranded 7 runners on base. And now the hottest hitter in this Bourne order, and Chase Meggers to the plate to lead off bottom 5. First pitch, swing and a miss on the heater. For Meggers so far, a triple in the second. RBI single in the third. That drove in the second of those 3 runs for Bourne. 3 runs on 5 hits. And an 0-1, another swing and a miss from Meggers.
Well, we've seen him right now work very well the opposite way. That's a big part of what Meggers brings to the table. There is that power, but that inside-out lefty to left center field swing.
Cade Brown was efficient in his first inning of work. Back out for a second. He gets Meggers to go down on 3 pitches. West completes the strikeout down to Tatalo, and that's out number 1 in bottom 5.
And back-to-back strikeouts now for Brown here out of the pen. Faced that minimum in the 4th inning, so they can settle things down if you're Hyannis. As we talked about, this could be much worse than a 3-0 game, but the bottom line is that's what it is right now. And if Hyannis can keep things together with J.D. Thompson likely out of the game as the Bourne starter, a lot of things could really switch.
Michelle, hard line drive to right. Kane Kepley in perfect positioning. Back-to-back pitches result in 2 outs for Cade Brown and Hyannis.
2 walks tonight for Michelle on that hard line out. He's putting together a lot better ABs, quality swings, just right at Kepley, and very similar to what Hyannis has done. They've had a lot of hard line outs.
Quickest inning that we've seen from any Hyannis pitcher so far. They did have the 2 outs to begin the first inning. Then Conrad reached on the error. Gutierrez only faced 4 batters in that first inning. Brown looking for the first 1-2-3 by a Harbor Hawk here tonight. He'll have to get past John Schroeder, who had an RBI his last time up on the 1-3 put out for Paul Schmitz. Schmitz gives up 3 earned runs on 2 hits in that third inning. 1-0. This one smoked into right center field. This is going to drop into no man's land as John Schroeder puts a base runner on for the Bravos with 2 out.
Now, second game for Schroeder. He has 2 RBIs, or 3 RBIs now in his summer with the RBI ground out in the third inning. That's the best swing yet we've seen from Schroeder. Just a pitch that's on the outer half, does pull a little bit, but keeps the barrel through the zone, goes to right field, and trying to keep this inning alive here.
It'll bring up Barthel. 0 for 1 with the walk is the Chanticleer, playing second base for Bourne here tonight. Rocking the high navy blue socks as Bourne goes with the navy tops for the first time here at Dorn Park this summer. A flare down the left field line. This one is another foul ball. Again, another 50-50 call from our angle. That looked pretty fair.
I think the one last inning for Hyannis looked fair. That one, once again, looks fair. It almost seems like from up here, that one's right on the line to the right of it, but I guess from Jacob Ashworth's angle, he's obviously ground level, so tougher for him to make that call. No argument here from Scott Lanner, so you're going to trust that as the third base coach, and if Scott sees a call he doesn't like, he's going to say something about it.
And it's tough because the third base umpire and J.C. Fernandez is standing behind the mound. You can see him right there with the runner at first base. 0-1 to Barthel off the plate. Of course, all the umpire crews here on the cage, just three-man crews. Tonight, Jacob Ashworth behind the plate, J.C. Fernandez, the third base umpire, and Marvick Gomez is at first. 1-1 heater off the plate to Barthel, who hit .310 with Coastal Carolina this spring. The Chanticleer to Bourne connection stays strong here in 2024. Caden Bodine and Blake Barthel, two of the best players for Coastal Carolina here on Bourne in 2024. As Brown sails the pickoff attempt to try and get Schroeder. He's going to stop at second, putting a runner in scoring position after the E1.
And that's costly, and we've seen this help Bourne, help opponents here at Dorn Park. If you have that pickoff move, likely from first to third, this one didn't go too far enough, and a nice jump from the Hyannis defense to get to this baseball, so thankfully for them, it keeps Schroeder at second.
Now an RBI chance for Barthel. He's already driven in 5 this summer. 2-1 from Brown. Another heater off the plate. He's really trying to emphasize the outside corner to Blake Barthel right here, who has struggled to hit pitches on the outside part of the plate this summer. He saw an outside splitter to start this at-bat. Just fouled down the left field line. 3-1 heater. Again, back to the outside corner. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
And that's Barthel there expanding the zone, a part of his struggles here.
Brown has done nothing but locate his pitches in this at-bat on the outside part of the plate. He goes right down the middle here, but it's going to get Barthel to chase for strike 3. Bourne strands another runner in scoring position as we head to the top half of the 6th here from Dorn Park. Adam Gotkin will join us after the break, and then Cam Manna will take you the rest of the way here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at 590A MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story.
Welcome back into Dorn Park for the 6th inning. The Bravos lead it 3-0. Now, I've got a crazy stat for you all at home that, if you're a Bourne fan, will probably make you pretty happy. Over the last 10 games, Bourne is 5-5. When they score the first run, they're 5-0. When they don't, they are 0-5. And of course, with the score of 3-0, Bourne scored the first run tonight. And while you may think, yeah, that's pretty obvious, the team that scores first wins, that's not always the case in baseball. It's a long game. It's a 9-inning game. This even happens when Bourne just goes up 1-0 to start a game. It's not like they're going up 5-0, 6-0, and then holding on to it. Even if they go up 1-0, maybe it goes into a tie game, Bourne has still found a way to win every single game that they have took the lead first. And now there's a lot that goes behind that. Pitching becomes a lot easier when you have the lead. There's a lot less stress on you. You know that you can maybe have a risky pitch and it doesn't really matter as much because you're still up. And if you're hitting, you don't have all that pressure to try and get that big hit because you know that if you don't, it's okay. Your team is still in the lead. And with Bourne up 3-0 now, let's see if Griffin Hughes, who just came in on the mound, can hold it here.
And an important thing there, Adam, is 5-0 when Bourne scores first. In the first 3 innings when Bourne has been scoring those runs, we go back to this 2-game win streak the Braves just had. Against Falmouth on the road back on the 18th, a 3-run shot in the first inning, 3-0 Braves. Then you go to the Brewster win. Bourne puts up a 2-spot in the third on 2 wild pitches. Last night, the Braves score second, and then they lost that game. They scored in the third, wear them up early. So the biggest thing for the Braves is games have pretty much been decided in the first 3 innings based on who has scored first. That doesn't happen often in baseball, but Bourne has had trouble this season coming back and erasing deficits for victories, and that's what we've seen overall.
And even though they don't get the big hit throughout those first couple of innings, it's crucial that they did get the 3.
as Griffin Hughes takes the mound here for the Braves in top 6 from Dorn Park. And it will be 1-2-3 for the Harbor Hawks. Kane Kepley steps in. But what a night for J.D. Thompson. 5 innings of 2-hit baseball, no earned, 1 walk, and 4 Ks, and in line to get the victory. And Thompson came into that 5th inning with a no-hitter that was in the works. We started doing a lot of research to get everything we needed to know in the no-hitter department. Last one was a combined no-hitter for Orleans back in 2022, as Kepley grounds one down the first base line but foul. And actually the last full 9-inning no-hitter was by a Hyannis Met when they were the Hyannis Mets back in 2008.
Man, I thought we were going to have one here tonight. It just felt like that kind of night. Everything going right for Bourne at the plate. J.D. Thompson shoving. Of course, with the pitch limits, you're not going to have a full no-hitter, but a combined no-hitter is still a no-hitter nonetheless.
As Kepley fouls it off, it's 2-2. Hughes comes in 0-0, a 4.82 ERA. His last appearance against Orleans on the 11th. Just 1 inning, 1 hit, no earned, and no walks or a strikeout. As Kepley stays alive. But Hughes, we go back to this Hyannis and Bourne matchup with the standoff in the bullpen. Griffin Hughes was the guy that got the Braves the W, not just on the field, he didn't appear, but in the bullpen, the important thing for the Bravos that night. He won the standoff. And here gets to face off the Harbor Hawks. Now the count full.
Yeah, he's battling through the range, showing off his poise out there in the dugout. And Jackson Mitchell still doing his part for Bourne here in the standoff. It's still going on as we are in the top half of the 6th inning. We expect nothing less than the 2 pitchers going the distance with the standoff here tonight.
As Kepley will reach base for the first time tonight. Hyannis, their 3rd hit here, and they come in back-to-back innings as their bats start to wake up, only trailing by 3.
Now batting, the shortstop from
And what do you know, it took Hyannis 4 2/3 innings to get a hit off of Thompson. They get 2 singles back-to-back in that 5th inning. Now they get one off of Hughes, and this is crucial for them because it's the top of their order. Kepley, the start, he gets on base all the time. Now Lodis and Ditalo to follow.
As Lodis, his 3rd swings. 0 for 1, walked back in the 1st. That's one of the 4 base runners for the Harbor Hawks tonight. And Lodis comes in a .293 hitter. Big part of the top of this Harbor Hawks order. Hughes a pick over. Bourne got picked off last inning. But this Hyannis squad, we also talk about their struggles here from Bourne. 0-7-1 the last 2 seasons. They have not won here since the 28th of June back in 2022. And with 2-0 count. But that's also looking at Hyannis, their struggles this year. 4-9 on the road. They've had trouble everywhere on the road of late. But 13-2 in Hyannis and McKeon Park. The best home team by far here on the Cape. Hughes 2-0. Lodis lines it to right field. It's down once again for a single. Kepley to second. And Lodis to first. Back-to-back hits for the Harbor Hawks. And now starting to get in their groove here. An offense that has outscored teams 12-0 their last 2 games.
This Hyannis offense, one of the best in the Cape. They're top 5 in every major offensive category other than home runs. And they're bottom 3 in that category, but when you're getting everything else going, that number seems to go away. We've seen that for Bourne so far this summer as well.
The 3 spot, Michael Ditalo. Hughes transferring to Miami this coming fall. At Cincinnati this spring, 13 games, 2 saves on 33 innings. A lot of appearances this summer. Has been here since the start for the Braves. As Ditalo grounds one, this one could be 2. Hughes to second for 1. Barthel on to first. It's a 1-4-3 double play. So back-to-back singles to begin, and Hughes gets 2 outs right there, begins the double play. Kepley does advance to 3rd, but a chance here for the Braves to keep this shutout alive.
And that's absolutely the right play by Griffin Hughes. Of course, you can get the easy out at 3rd base. Holcomb was covering the bag, but you want to be able to get 2 if you can. Barthel and Houston were already pinching up the middle. They connect for the first out, and a great relay by Barthel.
Eric Snow, the chance is his. 0 for 2 tonight. The rising senior transferring to Auburn at .258 at USF for the Bulls this past spring. Team leader in average at .368 as Hughes misses once again. Snow, a returner to this Harbor Hawks lineup, was here last season where this team lost in the West Finals in 3 games to the Braves. 14 RBIs as well for the second baseman. as Hughes losing hitters here early. That's been a big part of these two singles. Both have come in 2-1 counts.
Hughes didn't get behind to a lot of hitters the other day against Chatham. Went through 3 1/3 there, only gave up 1 hit.
2-1 breaking ball. Snow, it's an RBI single. And Hyannis gets on the board. They make it a 2-run game here in top 6. It's 3-1.
Their first run at Bourne Park since all the way back in the first week of the season. June 20th was the last time that they got a run here at Bourne Park. That was the tie between the Harbor Hawks and the Bravos. Simple thing right there for Eric Snow. He sees the hanging breaking ball, hits it right back up the middle, finally giving Hyannis some runs.
His 15th RBI of the summer, a team lead. Cannon Peebles steps in. Skies this one foul in the first pitch. But Bourne, in a 2-run game, this is an offense that's had multiple chances here tonight. They were able to bat around back in the 3rd inning, only brought in 3 runs. Back in the 2nd, they had a runner on third base, nobody out, didn't plate a run. 0-1 pitch, called strike in there to Peebles. Now this game becomes a lot closer in the later half. And a Bourne offense now that can't get comfortable. Hughes looking to finish off this inning. 0-2. Down the line and left. Could be dangerous. It's hooking foul. It is foul down the line. Just shaded past Neville into foul territory. And we've seen a lot of balls down that way here tonight that have been borderline foul or fair. That one 100% foul.
And now if you're Hughes, you know you have the ability to go to the outside corner, knowing Peebles a little late on that pitch. But still, so many choices here in an 0-2 count.
He goes with a breaking ball and misses. Peebles 0 for 2. Has played for 2 teams here on the Cape this summer. Started with the Cats, now at the Harbor Hawks. His 11th overall game. Widens that stance. 1-2 with 2 down. Chopper at first base. Michelle right there. He steps on the bag, and it ends things here in top 6. But not after Hyannis gets their first run here tonight. It's an Eric Snow RBI single, and we got a 2-run game here on this Sunday night from Bourne Park. Bottom 6 coming up.
Marty Chevrolet is your dealer for the people and proudly supports Bourne Braves baseball. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves. Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is Bourne's premier senior living community, conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us today at Keystoneplace at buzzardsbay.com.
ERS Produce meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers located statewide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, while timely treatment and other hours for most patients. View wait times at www.capecodhealthcare.
There's Chandler Dorsey of Hyannis. He's in the bullpen in right field for the Harbor Hawks, looking to win a game here at Bourne Park and win a standoff here on this Sunday night. And Jackson Mitchell in the other bullpen for the Braves. Standing off since the national anthem. This means a lot between these two squads.
And you got to think Hyannis is going to do whatever they can to make sure that they can get a win in this standoff here today. The big reason why that Aaron Savari couldn't get the win last time, why he conceded, is because he had to catch the bus back to Hyannis. You think tonight maybe Hyannis sticks around, and who knows, that could go on for forever after this game.
We'll have to look at what the Uber is from Bourne to Hyannis. As Mason Neville steps in here in bottom 6, 9-1-2 for the Braves. We talked to the Hyannis broadcasters. They said, hey, if we have to order this guy an Uber, that's something we have to win in the bullpen, especially here, not winning at Bourne Park in a baseball game since 2022. Gabe Brown also back in the bump here for the Harbor Hawks, their 3rd pitcher here tonight. It's his 3rd full inning of work, 3 punch-outs so far on 2 hits and no runs. Neville still in search of his first hit as a Brave. This one inside. And also for Jackson Mitchell, just got to this team about 4 days ago. Has made some appearances so far, but that shows the culture and that teammate work. Look, I just got here, but this means a lot to you guys. It means a lot to me.
Yeah, he wasn't even here to see that last standoff. Maybe saw the clips posted online, but now you're in the thick of it, right? And I wonder, was he a volunteer? Was it decided by the entire bullpen that it was going to be Mitchell? Does Mitchell have standoff experience before? I mean, a lot of questions we got to get to the bottom of.
Are his kneecaps the strongest is a big thing. 2-2 pitch, just low here to Neville. Also pitched last night, so not going to be available here against the Harbor Hawks. But just 10 games left to go here in the Cape League season. Hyannis in second place overall, in that second and third spot, and the Braves in that last playoff spot in the West in fourth. 3-2, swing and a miss. Fourth punch out for Brown, and the second time Neville goes down swinging here tonight. But so far the Braves, for teams in the West, Hyannis is the only team they have not lost against. 2-0-1. That tie was the first meeting. The Braves have taken the last two. And last Friday, where that standoff took place, the Braves one hit and shut out the Harbor Hawks. Top of the order, Chris Stanfield. Get out of the way there, and this one also is going to hit the umpire, Jacob Ashworth. He thought Stanfield was putting down the bunt. He'll take a quick second on just a scary play there for Ashworth behind the plate.
Now you hate to see that. And now we'll see the Bourne training staff come out. Looked like it caught off maybe the forearm, maybe even the mask of Ashworth behind the plate.
Always important to take care of your umpires. Aaron Gilley, the head trainer for the Braves, out there as well with some of the interns. Some smiles as he talks to his umpire crew, Marvick Gomez and J.C. Fernandez. Myself and Nathan know J.C. pretty well. Looks like it was just tacked in the head a little bit. Seems like he's okay. But right now for the Harbor Hawks, we talked about it. The Braves have had chances in this game to take a 7-8-0 lead early on. Bases loaded, nobody out in the second. They didn't score a run. Now Hyannis, if they pitch well, they're in this baseball game and a chance to end this 2-year streak.
Yeah, it's an interesting spot for Hyannis because we've already talked about their struggles on the road. And a point that I wanted to make earlier was it's better to find your struggles out now because in Hyannis' current position, they're going to have to go on the road for a one-game playoff. So it's better to try and get those wins now to where you can feel much better about yourself come playoff time.
Stanfield to White, that's out number 2. Stanfield now 0 for 4 tonight. That was his fourth AB. We're here in bottom 6. Shows how much the Braves have gotten through this order. But back to your point, Nathan, this year on the Cape, the playoffs have changed, with the season being 4 games less. Playoffs start at the same time, and now a one-game playoff for everyone to begin. Then the conference finals, 3-game set. Championship, also a 3-game set. Here's Merrick Houston with 2 down. Check swing, foul tip. Either way, strike 1. Houston hit in his last AB, walked and scored to lead off that third inning, has led off back-to-back innings. And the Demon Deacon has been the Braves' leadoff hitter, but not here tonight. Stanfield in that one spot. And it seems like Chris Stanfield, though, has done so much better in that 5-hole, has struggled a lot as the leadoff man.
And it just takes all the pressure off when you're able to hit lower in the lineup, maybe even get some better pitches to hit. There's just that stigma around the leadoff hitter that guys are going to want to pitch around you.
Could be a 1-2-3. Tough play for Lodi. Sidearm sling on the bag is Detallo, and that ends the inning. The second 1-2-3 for the Harbor Hawks here tonight, and Cade Brown giving some stability here for Hyannis on the road. We're through 6. It's Bourne 3, Hyannis 1 here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Fans, make sure you're in our 50-50 raffle. Tickets are still available at the table in front of concessions.
Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an events technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Be sure to visit our souvenir stand right downstairs from the press box to get your Braves attire. Cape Cod Healthcare is proud to be the official healthcare provider of the Cape Cod Baseball League and shares a reminder that blood donated to Cape Cod Healthcare stays on Cape Cod. Help save the lives of your friends, family, and neighbors by giving blood. Learn more and schedule a donation appointment at capecodhealth.org/blood center. Cape Cod Healthcare, caring, commitment, community. Whether searching for a week away or a place to call home, start your real estate search with King & Grover Compass, Cape Cod's leading real estate brokerage. Offering residential sales, commercial sales, and vacation.
Righty out of Miami, back of the bump here for top 7 as the Braves of the Harbor Hawks 3-1 on this Sunday night. Once again, thanks so much for spending your Sunday with us. Alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you, Adam Gotkin down on the field. And for Hyannis, 6, 7, 8, 9, Mason White, Josh Tate, and Jackson West step in. As Hyannis, now their base runners coming alive on the offensive end. His first pitch, skied in the air, shallow center. Barthel, Houston both there. Houston calls him off for out number 1. But that's 6th inning. First time Hyannis has scored. It was a Kepley leadoff single and an RBI single 2 batters later for Eric Snow. Coming into that inning, only 3 base runners for Hyannis as J.D. Thompson had a no-hitter, but finally the Harbor Hawks finding their way.
Yeah, they started to just hit the ball. And the big thing for them, they had those strikeout issues to begin, but since then they've settled down. They've taken some deep breaths going in. As the game has progressed, they've started to make more contact, but they were hitting it right at these Bourne players. But in that 6th inning, we saw them finally start hitting the ball harder. They started hitting more line drives, finding the gaps where all that green grass is, the freshly mowed grass here at Bourne Park, and getting themselves back into this game.
Josh Tate shows bunt there. His speed, maybe the best in the Cape. 1 for 2 tonight, singled back in the 5th inning. Hughes, low on the fastball. 12th game for Tate, 353 hitter. 6 RBIs, only 8 strikeouts. Coming off a 2 for 4 last night. He swings and misses on a heater once again. Hughes' first inning was also that 6th. No punch-outs so far. Only 4 tonight for the Braves, all from Thompson. 1-2. Dribbled in front of the plate. Tough play. Schroeder, bare hand, first base in time as Schroeder falls to the grass. It was a miscommunication at first between Schroeder and Hughes, but Schroeder did the dirty work, and what a phenomenal job hopping up behind the dish.
We've seen him play well at the plate. Now we're seeing him play well from behind the plate. Right there, it took everything he had to get out of that crouch, use his speed to get over to the baseball, and then just lays out to be able to make that throw to first just in the nick of time.
It was one motion, bare hand and kind of your whole body coming forward. That was the only chance he had. Jackson West, quickly 1-1. He's also 1 for 2. Hard line out in the 3rd inning and a hard hit single back in the 6th. Came in 6 for 32 here in his stint in the Cape. Check swing, and J.C. Fernandez at third base that he held up. One of 2 Seminoles in this lineup, West and Lodis. Lodis batting second. 2-1 up and in. As we talked about that last meeting here at Bourne Park last Friday, there are now 2 Fridays back. 6-0 Braves win. They one-hit Hyannis, one of the best offenses on the Cape. Hughes just gets this one in there. West didn't love it. It's a full count. Hyannis looking for 3 straight. The Braves looking to snap a 1-game skid. Hughes looking for his first 1-2-3. The payoff, swing and a miss. 5th punch out tonight for the Braves pitching staff, and the first for Hughes. We'll stretch it out here from Bourne Park, and the Braves a 3-1 lead over the Harbor Hawks.
Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves.
Keystone Place at Buzzard Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community. Conveniently located adjacent from the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at keystoneplace@buzzardbay.com. Our pitcher please now pitching for Hyannis from Louisiana State University, number 20, Chandler Dorsey. Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an events technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn. Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wine, spirits, and craft beer, handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Underline with excellence. Visit us today at Portside Liquors, 590A MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story. Marty Chevrolet Revere Port People proudly supports the Bourne Braves. See all cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com.
We've stretched it out here from Dorn Park, and Hyannis hits their bullpen for the fourth time tonight. It's Chandler Dorsey, transferring from USF to LSU this spring, but hey, common name right there. We said multiple times that Chandler Dorsey was in the standoff with Jackson Mitchell. No, he's pitching. It was actually Dominic Carbone, the left-hander of Coastal Carolina the whole time. He's still out there, so you Hyannis fans, don't worry. The standoff is still alive. We mixed up the 0 and the 6. Tough to see here about 450 feet away, but the pitcher now is Dorsey for the Harbor Hawks.
And it's coming off a year at USF where he was outstanding. Was their closer. He led the team in appearances with 26, had 8 saves in 30 innings, a 3.60 ERA, but he comes in and faces 3.45 in the Bourne order.
It's Ethan Conrad here to begin. 1 for 3, singled and scored back in the third. Out of that slump, 8 for 39 coming into last night. Went 3 for 5 with a stolen base. And such a good leadoff man with 16 swiped bags. But down early 0-2. Cade Brown's final stat line, 3 innings, 2 hits, no earned, no walks, and 4 strikeouts out of the pen. Much needed for Hyannis. Just misses. It was Gutierrez to start, just 2 innings, so a bullpen night for Hyannis. And Paul Schmitz had the trouble, 1 innings, 3 earned, all 3 of the runs tonight for the Bravos. Here's the 1-2 to Conrad. Dances out of the way.
And now for Conrad, you're starting to see him get that confidence back in the batter's box. He's now at hits in 17 of the 20 he's played. 3 for 5 yesterday, 1 for 3 today. Hitting the ball really hard once again.
Dorsey, the first batter he'll see. 2-2. Inside corner, strike 3. Paints on the fastball. Conrad knew it. The 5th time the Braves strike out tonight, and the first for Chandler Dorsey out of the pen.
And frustrating for Conrad because he knew that one right away, and he gets a fastball at 94 right down the middle, low in the zone. Usually he tears that pitch up, but right there looked like he was expecting maybe some off speed or anything in a different location. Just gets buckled up for out number 1.
The Vandy boy and Holcomb. First pitch not there. Holcomb walked and scored in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th inning. 1 for 4 last night with a double. That was skied in the air at Splainfield and Wareham, caught in the lights. Ahead in the count here early. But Holcomb will be an all-star starter come Saturday at Gov Fuller Field. He's earned it. Just finishing up his freshman season at Vanderbilt. What a promising young college career coming up for Braden. And ahead 3-0.
And the sky's the limit for Holcomb. Has so much potential. Going to be draft eligible in a couple of years. If he keeps going on this trajectory, he could join a long list of Vanderbilt elite to go in the first couple of rounds.
Holcomb takes it to strike, but it's not just the bat for Holcomb. Yes, 316 hitter, but plays a great glove at third base, can play the corner outfields, plays first base as well, a utility guy that can do it all, and scouts love to see that. And Holcomb is good at all the positions, especially third. 3-1 in the zone once again. Holcomb threw the bat. Just like that, it's full.
And right on the edge of the zone, according to the TrackMan data. 87 on that slider from Dorsey on the mound. Now Holcomb's got to reset, fight with 2 strikes wide in that stance.
3-2, swing and a miss. What a start for Chandler Dorsey here to the pen. Back-to-back punch-outs. Holcomb does not like it. Second time he goes down swinging here tonight. And there's 2 away.
And he goes back to the 3-0 pitch where Holcomb thought he had ball 4, the 3-1 pitch where Holcomb had ball 4. You could tell his mind just wasn't in a spot to fight with 2 strikes there. He's probably going to swing at any pitch he saw, just feeling a little anxious, and he goes down on strikes.
And the Braves' offense has stalled. Chase Meggers has been the hot bat. 2 for 3 tonight, a triple and an RBI single. But Bourne has not had a base runner since the 5th inning. 6 straight retired right now from Hyannis to these Bourne bats. 0-1 to Meggers. Wave and a miss.
9 of the last 10 have been retired. 6 of those 9 outs have been via the strikeout. And we talked about in the first couple of innings how the strikeout numbers have gone down for Bourne recently, but they're climbing back up here later in this game.
This one grounded up the middle. Lodis on the charge. Bobbles it. Meggers to first base safely. Looks like the 4th error of the night here for Hyannis. We'll see what they score in. They're going to score actually a hit. So Meggers' his 3rd hit of the night. The Harbor Hawks still with 3 errors. And the hot start for Meggers continues.
And if Chase Meggers can start to get things going like this Bourne lineup just gets even more dangerous. We talked about how earlier the catcher production at the plate has been lacking for Bourne really all summer. And now if you add Meggers and Schroeder to this lineup when they're producing, this lineup is going to be even more dangerous. And as they try to get more hot towards the playoffs, it's great to see those 2 guys producing.
That catcher room for the Braves now is a lot more stable with Schroeder and Meggers, both in the lineup, as Nathan alluded to. Garrett Michelle in an 0-1 count. Michelle has walked twice here tonight, has a stolen bag, and a hard line out back in the 5th inning. Comes in hitting an even 200 with 8 RBIs, 2 bombs. The Braves looking to wake up this offense in bottom 7. Michelle fouls it back. And that's been the big thing this summer for this Bourne offense. It's been the 1 inning and then the stall. 3 innings in the 3rd, nothing since. Base runners have gone quiet. 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. That was their first base runner since the 5th. It's Meggers at first base. Dorsey looking to finish off his first inning of work. The 1-2 to Michelle. Way outside. Second year on this team for Michelle. He's battled so much. Hurt back in March, comes all the way back. His coaches were talking about maybe going to a different league and getting the reps, but he decides to come back to Cape. 2-2. Michelle stays alive. That's a big part of his game lately, just keeping pitches, finding ways to get on base. The 2 walks tonight have come in some 3-2 counts. And the trust from Scott Landers to bring back Michelle. Not often do summer baseball coaches bring a guy in that had a season-ending injury. The 2-2 once again. Low and in, and Michelle works this AB full.
And that trust by Coach Landers just speaks so much to Garrett's character and what he was able to do last year with this Bourne team. Meant a lot to the Bourne community last year with what he was able to do. Of course, meant a lot to Bourne's championship run. And a great guy to be a leader on this 2024 team.
Hits well on 3-2s. Runner going in Meggers. It's up and inside, ball 4. 3rd walk of the night for Michelle. His 13th of the summer. And now 1st and 2nd, just like that for the Braves. But a team that struggled mightily with hitting with runners in scoring position with 2 outs.
And tonight, just 1 for 9 with a runner in scoring position. They've struggled hitting with 2 outs all year. Hitting 201 in that spot. That's 9th in the Cape. But you bring up a guy in Schroeder already with a single with 2 outs tonight. Already with an RBI tonight. If there's really anybody in this Bourne lineup you'd want right now other than Conrad, Houston, or Holcomb, it would be Schroeder.
The switch hitter bats left. Almost hits him on the first pitch. That RBI was a 1-3 ground out in that 3rd inning and singled back in the 5th. Second game in a Braves uniform. 3 RBIs already, and both appearances have been here at home. The 1-0 pitch. Schroeder pops it up, and it's out of play behind home plate. This is the inning here in bottom 7, though, where you give it to your bullpen. You wanted to give it to them with more than a 2-run lead. And a hit here from Schroeder, even a 3-run game, is crucial. There's Meggers, that 3rd run for that 3-run lead. And Michelle off first base. The 1-1 pitch, Schroeder goes around. Second-guessing himself on the low off-speed.
And back to that point about runners in scoring position and 2 outs for Bourne. They're hitting just 196 in that spot coming into this game. This being the 30th game for Bourne here in 2024.
Big 1-2 pitch to Schroeder. Almost clips him once again. 1 for 4 in that first appearance. And the Braves have started this inning. Their first base runner since the 5th. A Meggers single and a Michelle walk back-to-back with 2 down. Chandler Dorsey looking to work out of it. 2-2 call, strike 3 just up top. All outs in the inning via the K. 2 looking by the Braves hitters. We've been through 7 here at Dorn Park, and it's a West Division showdown at its finest. Bourne 3, Hyannis 1. We head to the 8th.
50-50 ruffle. The winner of the Cape Cod Canal Cruise, 351-107.
Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer, handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at Portside Liquors, 590A, MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story.
Museum admission, 350-756. The Whistle Stop Ice Cream, 350-462. The Old Country Store gift card, 351-833. The Cape Cod Slush and Ice Cream, 545-590. The one-year subscription to Cape Cod Life, 545-690. The Trading Post Lounge, 350-918. The Upside Down Escape Games gift card, 350-396. Bailey Surf and Turf, 351-348. Plymouth Public House, 351-215. And the winner chance 50% cash jackpot, 350-397. Thank you to all who played. Prizes can be checked and numbers claimed at the table near concessions.
Welcome back to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network here on this Sunday night from Dorn Park. Alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you, and the Braves a 3-1 lead.
Now batting.
There's Griffin Hughes back on the bump. His 3rd full inning of work, replacing J.D. Thompson. Hughes had a 1-2-3 in the 7th. Pop out, a ground down, a strikeout. He'll face 9-1-2 in the Hyannis order. Here's Carson Bowles to lead things off. Hughes transferring to Miami this coming fall. And back to what he did 2 Fridays ago here against Hyannis. That standoff battle, Hughes was the winner in that left field bullpen. Folks, that standoff still going on here tonight. It's Carbone for Hyannis, and it's Mitchell for the Braves in either bullpen. And a 2-0 count here to Bowles.
And I just want to know how long we're going to wait. Is it going to be 5 or 10 minutes like it was last time? Are they going to leave the lights on here at Dorn Park? Are these guys just going to stay here all night? Did they bring snacks? I mean, who knows?
I think the biggest part of this, too, is having other guys in the bullpen give you water, give you snacks. Biggest thing, too, is you may not want to drink water because then you have to be here for a while. You definitely can't pee. You're going to lose the standoff. It's been a battle so far, and the toughest thing for Hyannis is having to leave Bourne at some point on the bus. Just a quick pitch comm check there for John Schroeder as the 2-0 popped out of play.
And how long does Hyannis wait? Do they give Carbone time to try and see this through, win the standoff? Or do they tell him, hey, man, we got to go back. If you're not on the bus in 5 minutes, we're leaving without you?
Oh, as Bowles gets drilled here on the 2-1 delivery. First time he reaches base here tonight. And where's one for Hyannis, who trails by 2 as that tying run comes to the box here, and it's the top of the order in Kane Kepley.
Now this is the spot for Hyannis where they're going to want to get at least one back, maybe even this being the spot where they could tie this game up or take a lead. You've got the leadoff man on base, your 9-hitter in Carson Bowles. Top of the order coming up, where Kepley, Lodice, and Snow, 1, 2, and 4, all reached base their last time up.
Kepley singled and scored in that 6th inning. That was the RBI single from Eric Snow, the only run tonight. Hyannis now with 5 hits. They had 0 entering the 5th inning. Runner not going. Almost a delay steal from Bowles as this pitch in there for a strike. Bowles, the rising senior, going to Arkansas. We haven't talked about it as much, but a phenomenal year at the D2 level. 475 hitter. And just 18 strikeouts and over 200 ABs as Kepley goes chasing. Big difference tonight, too, is Hyannis with 3 errors. That's been a factor. Bourne has left a lot of runners on base. Just 1 for 10 at the moment. And a 1-2 swing and a miss. Snap throw to first. Rolls in the outfield. Bowles will head to second base, it looks like. Barthel with no throw. So Bourne does get the out on the strikeout, the second for Hughes, but Schroeder spikes the snap throw, and him and Michelle not on the same page.
Yeah, and I think for Schroeder right there, getting a little too greedy behind the plate. Don't really need to try a back pick right there. Michelle tried his best to keep it in front. But you just want to focus on the batter at this spot, and that just helps Hyannis get 1 run closer.
An RBI chance for Alex Lodice. 1 for 2 tonight, has reached base twice, a single in his latest AB. Has 4 RBIs for the Harbor Hawks. Has Bowles off second base in a big spot. 1-1 count. Hyannis riding a 2-game win streak, back-to-back shutout victories. They've outscored teams 12-0, and 7-3 in their last 10. One from Hughes. Wins on the fastball, makes it 1-2.
And for Hughes, because he has such a wide arsenal, the fastball, the slider, curveball, and the changeup, it gives him so many options here. But if that fastball is working, I think you got to go back to it.
He goes to the fastball, just misses on the outer half. A night where the Braves have only had to use 2 pitchers at the moment. They do have a righty warming up, but J.D. Thompson, a 5-inning masterclass with just 2 hits and 4 strikeouts. 2-2, blows it past Lodice. Third punch out for Hughes, and there's 2 down here in the 8th.
Just like I said, if that fastball, you're blowing it by the top of this order, why not? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That fastball has been Hughes' best pitch tonight. That one, 92 middle. Not a great spot, but Hughes pitching with a ton of confidence.
Has to get through the Ditalo, but starts with a good pitch. Not the fastball. That's the curveball coming in at 77. That once again at the letters. Ditalo 0 for 3, a ground out and a double play in his last AB. And now down in the count 0-2. Hughes put the first man on. Looking to put down the next 3 here in top 8. This Hyannis squad looking for a comeback and to snap a long losing streak of 2 years here at Dorn Park. 0-2 away. Breaking ball. Ground ball at Houston. Long throw to first. He has it. It ends things here on the top of the 8th. Hughes now with 3 punch-outs, and the Braves head to bottom 8 with a 3-1 lead over Hyannis.
Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community, conventionally located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com.
Jackson Mitchell talking to his teammates in the bullpen. And on the other side, Dominic Carbone jamming out to the music right now from Dorn Park on this Sunday night. It's a Braves 3-1 lead. Look, we need a winner on the field here. Bourne looking to snap a losing streak. Hyannis looking to keep a 2-game win streak alive. But there's also a streak there in the bullpen. This is the second standoff between these two teams this summer.
And there's so much at stake for both sides. For Bourne, you could potentially win the season series for the standoff. There's only one more regular season game between these two. That's going to be at McKeon Park. And we don't know about the standoff logistics at McKeon Park. Are they going to be able to do one at McKeon Park? So for right here, this is going to be a huge bragging rights moment for the rest of the summer.
Standing there, keeping the kneecaps alive. If you have to pee, you have to hold it in. This means a lot right here between Mitchell out of Binghamton and Dominic Carbone out of Coastal Carolina. Chandler Dorsey on the bump. Second inning of work here in bottom 8. He'll face 8-9-1. And Blake Barthel looking to get things going here. We know about the talent with Coastal Carolina, teammates with Carbone. But right now on the Cape, it's not been the Blake Barthel that people have expected. 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. And swings through this one.
And right here for Bourne, you got to do whatever you can do to get one run to cross. Dorsey's looked good so far. It all starts with Barthel.
And Barthel can't catch up to the heater. Third time he goes down on strikes here tonight, and it's the fourth punch out for Dorsey here to the bullpen. And Nathan, this offense for the Braves has just gone quiet since the third.
Yeah, only 3 hits. You had Houston's leadoff single in the 4th. He was picked off at that first base bag. A 2-out single for Schroeder in the 5th. He gets the second on a throwing error by Cade Brown on the mound. And then you had that single by Meggers with 2 outs in the 7th on what could have been an inning-ending ground ball. The walk to Michelle. You think maybe you can strike. Schroeder goes down looking, and now here you have Neville and Stanfield, 2 guys that have struggled here tonight.
Neville looking for his first hit here on the Cape in a 1-1 count. And Hyannis will have 3 outs to work with in top 9. They're 0-7-1 the last 2 years here at Bourne. They have not won here since the 28th of June of 2022. They need to come back to break the streak. And we go to even a deeper stat. 1-12-2 since 2019 here from Bourne for a team that's 13-2 this summer at home at McKeon Park. 2-1 from Dorsey. Just misses.
And you talk about the standoff, who is going to win that? Hyannis trying to figure things out here at Dorn Park. It would be devastating for them to come out of Bourne with another loss on the field and in the standoff department.
And Neville will walk here for the second time tonight. First 2 times he's reached base this summer. The game on the field means a lot. We're 10 games left in this Cape League season. Hyannis in 3rd, Bourne in 4th. Both teams in a playoff spot right now, but looking to cement themselves. The one in the bullpen, that's for bragging rights too, and that's something that's going to run deep, especially if these 2 teams see each other come August.
And man, could you imagine a playoff standoff, especially if Bourne takes...
I couldn't take it.
Yeah, it would be insane. I mean, if Bourne were to take a 2-0 standoff lead or Hyannis ties that one up, if you get one in the playoffs, that could determine the standoff series.
Top of the order, Chris Stanfield. As Nathan alluded to, he's hitless. 0 for 4. A line out, a fly out, a couple of ground outs. We've mentioned his struggles in the 1 spot. First 8 of 9 games this summer, the 1-hitter. But he got hot in that 5 spot. 13 RBIs this summer for the LSU outfielder. Just fouls this one back. Quickly 0-2.
And something I've noticed with Stanfield tonight, a lot of pitches that are on the inside part of the plate, it seems that he's getting jammed on them. When he had that soft line out to end the 2nd inning with the bases loaded, it was a pitch on the inside part of the plate by Gutierrez. And if Stanfield's able to get his hands out in front just a little bit quicker, that's a no-doubt line drive into left center for a couple of runs. Instead, he got jammed just like he did on that last pitch.
We'll see where Dorsey goes here. Understanding that. Goes inside, swing and a miss. Not the night for Chris Stanfield. 5 punch-outs now for Dorsey in his 3 innings of work, and giving this Hyannis offense a good chance come top 9.
And now for Houston, just doing whatever you can to extend this inning. Working a count, which he does so well. 1 run could be the difference here for Bourne in this game, as the offense has gone ice cold.
Houston has reached base twice. Snap throw, almost in the outfield there from West. Houston singled in the 4th inning, scored in the 3rd. The only inning the Braves have scored, that was a leadoff walk. And fascinating, too, the Braves walked 4 times in that inning. It was an RBI ground out from Schroeder. They needed an error as well to make this a 3-0 game, and then Hyannis got 1 back. This one dips low. And Bourne in the 2nd inning, a runner on 3rd base, nobody out. Bourne has had the chances to blow this thing open. They just didn't.
That runner on 3rd, nobody out in the 2nd one is what bugs you the most, because that's so simple. Ground ball to the right side, fly ball to the outfield. That brings home a run.
Houston, look out. Neville is going. The throw from West, it's going to get him by a mile. And that ends the inning and quiets this Braves crowd. They do have the lead heading into the 9th, but Hyannis looking to break a streak they have not been able to do since June 28th of 2022, with the standoff still going in the bullpen. A lot to unpack. Hyannis, their final 3 outs coming up in Top 9.
Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an event technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com, cdsreg.com, and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Attention please, now pitching for the Braves from Florida State University, number 16, John Abraham.
The Florida State righty and John Abraham looks to shut the door and get the save here for the Braves for win number 13 this summer. He'll face 4-5-6 for Hyannis as the Braves look to stay unbeaten against the Harbor Hawks.
And for Abraham, a 4-pitch mix, fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup. Going to make his 4th appearance here. The last one was on Thursday in the win against the Commodores. He goes 2 innings, gives up 3 hits, no runs, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 1. He's become a late inning go-to guy for Coach Landers and company for this Bourne team. And a huge spot here. He's going to face the middle 3rd of this Hyannis order in Eric Snow, Cannon Peebles, and Mason White to try and get the final 3 outs.
Did have 1 save for the Seminoles this spring, a Florida State team that made a run in the College World Series. This Bourne squad is 10th in saves, only 1 this summer. So Bourne's either won by a lot or they've won that 1 close game in the saves department. But Abraham here looking to shut the door and do a lot here. Keep a streak going for Hyannis. We mentioned it. They have not won here in a very long time, back to 2022. Once this game is over, also stick around. The standoff's still going on in the bullpen. Don't worry, we'll have our eyes on that in left and right field. But Abraham here has his eyes on the save and a victory as the Braves look at snap a 1-game skid. It's Eric Snow, the only RBI single tonight for Hyannis. And first pitch just misses. Abraham pitched 34 innings this spring, 42 strikeouts on 29 walks. 4th appearance of the summer for the righty. And there's his first strike.
It's going to be that sharp curveball that he loves so much. He tends to favor that pitch over the slider. You also see that changeup dipping into a right-handed hitter from time to time.
has that rock step on the bump. And Snow, the best hitter on this Hyannis squad. This one above his letters. Snow came in hitting .368, 14 RBIs, a .444 OBP. And that big RBI single, that's the only inning that Hyannis has really threatened. They had 3 base runners and the 1 run. 2-1 pitch fouled back. Outside of that, a quiet night for the Harbor Hawks, coming off back-to-back wins where they've shut out teams 6-0 in back-to-back games. Had no hits until the 5th, just 1 base runner into that 5th inning. It was a walk in the 1st. Abraham looking for out number 1 here in the 9th. And he's going to get it on a strikeout. Drop third, Schroeder's throw is there, and the Braves 2 outs away.
And for Abraham, we've seen that strikeout stuff all summer long. Came in with 7 in 5 innings. Of course, the first out is going to be the strikeout here as he gets his team 1 out closer.
Bourne looking for their 13th win of the summer, their 7th here at home. A chance to move above 500 here from Dorn Park and move to 9-7-1 in July. Here's Cannon Peebles, 4th AB here tonight. Peebles is 0 for 3, a strikeout, a ground out, and then a line out back in the 6th inning. The national champ trying to ignite a spark plug for the Harbor Hawks. Abraham gets him to pop up. Oh, we may have a chance here, and we don't. Off the top of the roof. Not going to roll down.
Come on, man.
That was the closest chance we've had to a foul ball here on the deck this summer. Skied up in the air to the right of us, but on the press box's roof, so a chance for it to just roll down.
Man, I'm just sad now. That was so close. Cam, you didn't have the best angle to see, but, I mean, it was just on the other side of the roof.
Had to say it because the second it came up in the air, there was a chance. But Abraham, just going to miss on the fastball. Mason White is on deck. Bourne looking for that second save of the summer. And to move to 3-1 in their last 4 games after snapping that 3-game skid 5 days back. The 1-2 delivery. Skied in the air. Deep center field. Stanfield is back. He'll have it at the warning track and make the catch for out number 2. And the Braves in out away.
Not much more you can do there if you're Cannon Peebles. 96 off the bat, 362 feet to straightaway center. Only other thing he could have done is swing a little bit faster, maybe hook it down the right field line and get a home run that way. And now for Mason White. Going to have to try and find himself on base to try and keep this inning alive for Josh Tate behind him.
Deep breath from Abraham. Looking to close it out. Has to get through White. White here tonight is 0 for 3. A strikeout in the 4th inning. It was 4 strikeouts for Thompson, 3 for Hughes. Hughes' final line is 3 innings, 3 hits, and that 1 earned run. The Bourne pitching staff back in action. And Abraham falls back 2-0 after a night last night where the Braves surrendered 10 runs.
Yeah, Arriola goes 4 innings, gives up 4 earned. Jackson Mitchell comes in, the guy doing the standoff for Bourne here tonight. He gave up 3 earned in 2 innings. Packy Bradley Cooney pitches the last 6 outs, gives up 2 earned runs. It just wasn't the night that Bourne wanted from its pitchers.
2-0, this could do it. Barthel the charge at second base. The flip to first, is it in time? Yes, it is. John Abraham shuts the door here at home. The second save of the summer for the Braves. And they take down the Harbor Hawks for the 3rd time this summer. 3-1 your final, and the Bravos' 13th win of the summer.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but it gets the job done. You rely on that 3-run inning you got in the bottom half of the 3rd. And when you just look overall at this performance tonight, a lot to be left desired for this Bourne team. They stranded another 10 runners on base. The timeliness of those hits were just not there. The offense went cold over the last 5 or 6 innings, but at the end of the day, a win's a win. You're going to take this win with a bunch of pride. You get back in the win column. You go into the off day with good vibes.
Well, Bourne wins the game. We'll unpack it some more, but we have to now go to the bullpen. Dominic Carbone, cold-blooded at the moment. It looks like he's saying he's not leaving. He's not moving here tonight. So Hyannis must have a plan about their bus, or if Carbone's going to hit an Uber and stay here for as long as possible. Jackson Mitchell is playing with house money, but a big point on Mitchell, he got here about 5 days ago, and he's a part of this standoff. Oh, is Carbone done? He's just going to give up. It looks like he has to head to his huddle with his team. He's going to. He is sprinting out of the bullpen. Jackson Mitchell does it, and the Braves are 3-0-1 against Hyannis this summer, and 2-0 come with the standoffs in the bullpen.
Wow. I mean, Jackson Mitchell, you got to give a round of applause. Just getting to this team within the week. He gets asked to do probably one of the biggest jobs of his life and win a standoff here against the Harbor Hawks. He's getting the highs from his teammates. I'm sure Bourne would have gone out to do their meeting at the bullpen again if it came to that. And, man, I'm a little surprised Carbone gave up that quickly. Savari was battling through the rain last week and still stuck it out longer than that.
And I think it's so much tougher for Hyannis because they lose the game, and you have to go with that huddle there. But the Braves would have brought their huddle out into left field like they did last time. But Jackson Mitchell, Griffin Hughes are 2-0 when it comes to the bullpen. And back to the game, we'll give credit to this pitching staff and this bullpen. After a tough night last night, we go with 3 pitchers here tonight. Thompson, Hughes, and Abraham. Phenomenal here in a pitcher's duel 3-1 victory.
It all starts with J.D. Thompson, right? I mean, we talked about coming in how he had all-star stuff, didn't have the amount of innings to get the nod come this weekend at the Gov. But, man, listen, J.D. Thompson, right now that's your playoff game starter. That's your win, and you go to the semifinal starter. And it's going to be just that one-game playoff. Who knows who the opponent will be for Bourne, but I think with the way J.D. Thompson pitches, it's just a strikeout stuff. He doesn't walk batters. He gets soft contact. He does everything you want for this starting pitching department for the Bravos. He's been the most consistent arm for Bourne, and that showed again tonight.
And for this offense, not a lot of one player did a lot of good. Bourne did enough in that third inning for this pitching staff to take over. But we look at John Schroeder coming to this team, and I want to touch on him a little bit. Had the RBI, had the single, a catcher department that has been moved around a lot this summer. Caden Bodine was here, Adonis Guzman, both of them gone. You bring in Meggers and Schroeder these last few games, and they've come into their own behind the dish for the Braves.
And what we talked about a whole bunch with this team is getting hot at the right time. Some guys are cooling off a little bit the last couple of days, Chris Stanfield and Cam Kojal, to name a few. But it's Meggers and Schroeder, the new guys, that are really providing that spark and that life to this lineup. And, man, if everybody can start figuring it out for this Bourne team come the last fourth of this regular season, we could see something special brewing here in Bourne once again.
9 games left to go in this season. Off day tomorrow, then the Braves are at Harwich on Tuesday. Off day is big, but the Braves right now playing some of their best baseball. That slow start in June, here in July with 9 wins, 7 losses, 1 tie, and now it's where you have to turn it on. Single-digit games left to go here in 2024.
This is crunch time. This is where you have to figure out your identity. You have to solidify that. You have to find your best 9 because once playoff time comes, once those last couple of days come where you have to solidify your spot, you have to do whatever you have to do. And right now you're seeing guys like John Schroeder and Chase Meggers that we just talked about step up, and you're seeing some other guys take a back seat. Over these last 9 or 10 games for this Bourne team, we've already learned a lot about them, but we're going to learn even more, and we're going to see if they can get back above 500 or at least match a 500 record going into the postseason.
Well, we'll have to do that after the off day, so we'll say our goodbyes here tonight. For our camera operators in Jared Roque and John Wesley Cochran, our great producer in Jeremy Gay, Adam Gotkin down in the field, my great partner in Nathan Schwartz. I'm Cam Manna saying so long. The Braves winners of 3 of their last 4 games, a 3-1 victory here tonight from Dorn Park.